There we go. Hey, how you guys doing? Can you hear me? How are the audio levels? Awesome, awesome. Let's see. Okay. Austin, if you want to just type the names you gave me into chat so everybody can see they were your picks. Hey, DL, Giacomo. Let's see. Who else is here? Sim, Minwoo, Isaiah. Hopefully I said that right. Good evening. What's going on, Kelly? Jim, how you guys? Oh, Jin, excuse me, Jin. How you guys doing? What's up, Rex? Giacomo. Oh man, I didn't even know you were GQK. I know you from the streams and from Discord, but I didn't know you were the same person. So I guess you'll be leveling up ahead of me while we're doing the stream. Absolutely, Kelly. Thanks for sharing the comment. Seriously, what's going on, Austin Cooper? Hey, Kenneth. Good night. Yeah, you're definitely gonna pass me soon. I'm pretty sure, especially because now you get to like go 3 hours of typing without me. I appreciate that. Thank you, Kelly. Hey, Josh. All right, YouTube is still whacking out on me. I'm not exactly sure why it's doing this. It's not giving me the data updates I need, but that's fine. Let's see. Are we okay? Hey, Rodris, Rodris Alina. Sorry, I know I'm saying that wrong. There we go. It's not okay. So I don't know what the new monsters are gonna be yet. I think, I mean, obviously the Beast Riders were OP and the Demons were kind of trash. So it's kind of hard to say. And then if you go back, like the Gargoyles were trash and the Cannon Girls are not bad. So it seems like they kind of go junk good with each set, and that means we're due for kind of the junk ones right now. So I don't know what to expect. But they have been doing like so much for us lately. Obviously, they're really trying to bring people back and draw people in. So I do kind of feel like the new monsters are going to be good. I know Come To Us gets a lot of flack. You know, people give Come To Us a lot of flack over some of the choices they make, and some of it's fair, I suppose. But I think a lot of times we as players want things that aren't necessarily best for the game. They're just best for us. And I like to give Come To Us credit for making a mobile game that's lasted for 6 years and still has 250,000 players. Like, they've done something right. We've got to say that. Hey, Sky, thanks for stopping by the stream. I'm glad you made it by. Hey, Ryan, what's going on? So one example of kind of what I was saying, like, we all get frustrated by summon rates, and I'm just as bad as anybody else. I get angry when I don't get a good summon. But if we all had all the monsters in 6 months, why would we keep playing for 6 years? So it's like they make it so that it's really a long game. You know, it's a long road. And even though that makes it frustrating at times, that's also a really good thing. So unfortunately, YouTube is just not updating the information for me right now, and I don't know what's going on. I can't see how many people are in the stream. I can't see who is even in the stream. So it's a little bit challenging. I don't know if our account review people are here yet. Kelly, I think there's probably more than 250,000 players. I know it was about 500,000 when I started. There goes Air Server. Okay, gonna be one of those days. So it was over 500,000 people when I started, but that includes alt accounts and so forth. So I'm sure it's well over 250,000. I guess it's probably still like somewhere around 300,000 to 400,000, but that's a guess. I don't know. I don't know personally. So let's see. Inajer, I'm glad you're here because I know you're one of the ones that Austin chose for the account review. And who was? Let me double check who the other one was. It is where is it here? Styx fan? Is that right? Yeah. Yeah, Styx fan is the other one. So that was the other one. I think Austin posted it in chat also. Hey guys, so for those of you who didn't catch the community post earlier, basically the way we do these, what I found is I can only do so many account reviews in a stream. So I do usually anywhere from 2 to 4 account reviews per stream, and I post on the community message board in advance. And then I pick the winner, well, not winners, but I pick the accounts that are going to be reviewed using like a random comment picker. So if you comment on the post on the community board that you want an account review, then we use a random comment picker and pick like 2 to 4 accounts. But for today, in the Discord server that I've got set up, Austin Holmes had won a contest and he got to pick the accounts that are going to be reviewed today. So he picked the 2 that we're going to be doing. And that's a great segue right here. If you haven't gotten to join the Discord server, here is the link. We've been having a lot of fun, so please pop on in. And hey Akoya, hey Raynoy, hey John, how you guys all doing? They took like... Yeah, I actually saw that Hungian monster also, but the one that I think is really interesting is the one that's called Dongbak. I know you guys are going to have fun as I try and pronounce that in videos. Hey, Cosby, what's up? Morning, Minwoo. No, you're good. You're good. We haven't started anybody yet. We're giving people time to pop into the stream before we get going. You brought the lewds. Nice. Hey, Theomar. No, I'm good with Theomars. Theomars is fine, except when I call him Perna. I do have a tendency to call Perna, call Theo Perna. I know that. All right, so why don't we? Let's see. I think we can probably start the first account review now. Inajer, if you're ready. Just let me know which server you're on. Imisetti, yeah. No updates on the String Master skills just yet, actually. Not that I've seen anyway. No, Steven, we're doing the account reviews first, so the RTA will probably start in about an hour. I think every day is a roast of my pronunciation. Okay, global's perfect, so go ahead and just jump into channel 8895, like that. And then just say something there so I can go visit your account. And keep your fingers crossed that Air Server is going to survive as well. Thanks, Kelly. Yeah, I'm actually... I'm not getting any updates. At least I'm getting the chat, though. That's the most important thing, is that I'm getting the chat through. But like all of the stream data that we normally get on YouTube, it's just not giving me any of it. So this is kind of the second stream in a row that I've had trouble with YouTube. Yeah, so you know what, honestly, what the deal is when I got the green screen, I set up a dedicated recording room, which obviously is much better because I was able to position the microphone correctly. We've got the green screen. I mean, it's a much better setup. But I'm now using an older computer. Before I'm not using like my main computer because I couldn't put a green screen where that computer was. And so I seem to just maybe be having problems because this is an older computer. Minwoo, did you just hear Brownie barking? Because she was literally just barking outside when you said that. Julio, we're in 8895. Julio, we're in 8895. Thanks, DL. Yeah, the DB10 team works pretty well. Hey, Brandon, I'm glad you're able to make it. Hey, I can't pronounce, unfortunately, the name. I don't know if that's Chinese or Korean, but is your mom watching also? What's going on, Josh? Dodge Fat Perna and RTA and Air Server won't get blasted. Yeah. Okay, we'll definitely have to stay away from the... Hey, Koya, we'll definitely have to stay away from the Perna. It's soap in Korean. So is your mom washing your mouth out in Korean? Can I use double Talia? One of my Talias is Rage, the other is Fatal, but yeah, I can definitely pop the double Talias in after this. Benjamin, that's awesome. I'm really glad. So did you make it up to F1 on the 4-0, or you're probably somewhere around like Challenger 3, I would think? Challenger 3, yeah, but still, 4-0 is a really good start. Hey, Parachi. Oh, no, Koya. Okay, yeah, we said hey there. And Julio. If you guys want to be on live stream, here's your chance. Just make sure that I don't have to, like, take the stream down because of whatever you said. Hey, J-Blogs. Filipino, nice. My first wife was Filipino. 53, thanks, Kelly. That's helpful. YouTube is still telling me 16, so that's really, really lagged. Hey, Wasted Talent, what's going on? Naher, if you, husband? No, I meant wife. Alright, so we wanted to see double Talia, right? Let's get the other Talia in. I'll show you the stats. Where is she? Here we go. Okay, so here's the Fatal Talia. And she's obviously ruined more for Rifts with the 100%, or for Necro with the 100% crit rate. Second Talia is higher damage stats, 85%, so gets the 100. Okay, so after I show the double Talia, we will do your account review, Naher. And please tell me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. I'm reading the J as an H sound. Hey, John, I really appreciate that. Thank you. How you doing? Hey, Leonardo. Oh, it's Inajer. Okay, and I'm almost positive I asked you that on another stream and you told me that it was a J as well. I will do my best to remember next time. Inajer. Kelly, I'm really easygoing. I can take any joke. Honestly. I couldn't take a husband, but I could take a joke. Let's see. So 32 right there. Hey, Canal. No, it's not paid. It's just I only do 2 or 3 per. Oh, Hawk. If that's a proposition, I'm just still gonna have to tell you no again. I'm sorry. Was I saying? Yeah, no, this is not a paid review service, Canal. It's just a stream. We pick 2 or 3 accounts to review in advance. And yeah, trying to stay sane during... I swear, like, everybody I know seemed to hit their collective wall at once. We were all fine in isolation for 2 months. And then about a week ago, we all just went, like, I'm done. Like, I can't take the isolation anymore. That's trash, yeah. Okay. How much Filipino food did I have? Well, she was actually born in LA. She was first-generation immigrant, so... no Filipino food, although I've been to some Filipino restaurants, but never, when I was married, mostly we ate sushi. Well, when I was married to her, mostly we ate sushi. Canal, so here's the deal. I've already got the, Bro, you couldn't pay me enough for that. I have no problem, by the way. I have no problem with anybody, whatever their personal choices are, but my personal choices are not to marry another man. That's all it is. And no, I've only had 2.5 wives. Hey Rex, I'm nowhere near top 100. I'm like 2,000 right now. Hey Gustavo, you made it in time for the account reviews, but the people we're reviewing were already selected, so we're not taking any more. Yeah, actually, so here's the deal, Matt. I got married and divorced when I was 25 for the first time, and I was a huge fan of the show Friends, and so I decided that I wanted to catch Ross. And so Ross is still beating me. He's been married 3 times. I've only been married 2.5. The half is basically when you're engaged and break it off just before you get married. And Ross was on a break, for the record. Granted, he hadn't been on a break for very long, but he was on a break. Gustavo, so here's the deal for today. Oh, DL, you retracted it before I got to read it. I don't know what you said. How many runs do I do in DB10? So I do about 800 runs a day, whether it's whatever dungeon or raid, but I average about 800 runs a day. 22 and married 3 times. That's pretty rough. I'll tell you what, guys, let's, because I asked everybody to put their monsters in storage that they don't need reviewed. Let's see how long the first account reviews go, and if they don't take too long, then maybe I'll do 1 or 2 more. The deal for today's stream is in my Discord server, we had a contest, which Austin Holmes won, and he got to pick the account reviews for today. So I did a post to my community message board this morning. And the way we do these account reviews is always you comment on the message board, and then we just pick people from the comments. So Austin got to pick a couple, and then we're also doing Team 17K today. If you haven't joined the Discord server yet, I'm going to post a link up here one more time. And also, just so you guys know, and I'm not going to be hard selling this. I know some people do. I just want to let you know the options there, but it's totally cool either way. I did just get approved for YouTube memberships, and that's actually what the contest was, is Austin designed the emoji that we have available in the chat right now, and also the badge for a 1-month membership. And he did a really nice job. So if you saw today's thumbnail, the Masha and her beast in the bottom right-hand corner, that was Austin's design, which I thought was really cool. So the channel memberships are live now, and so if you see those icons pop up, that was Austin's design right there, which is why he picked today's account reviews. And with that said, after this run, we're going to go ahead and start those account reviews, and hopefully, Inajer, I can find you back up here, but if not, I may ask you to just say something one more time. I don't see you, so if you could just say something one more time, that would make it helpful. Can't post comments on Discord? Koya, I will do mid-game accounts. If it's like super early game, there's not a whole lot I can review, honestly. Every time I post the link, I lose 10% audience. That's weird. So should I stop posting the Discord link? Are we getting new people in the Discord chat even? Looks like a couple of people joined. All right, so let's go do this this first account review. Okay, Inajer, let's see what we've got here. All right, so we're going to start off with the Chow. The first thing that pops out to me is he's probably... Oh, he is actually ruined. Let's see here. So you've got attack, crit damage, attack. They're just not fully inscribed. Oh, yeah, you guys want to see the profile first. I apologize. Yeah, let me pop back out and show you the profile. Probably helps if I see it as well. Okay, so you've been playing for quite a while, but I'd say you're more of a casual player. Obviously, you're still working on the speed teams. Hey, Rana, thanks for making it by the stream. Kelly, if your BJ5 team needs some help, if you're in the Discord server, just grab me in Discord, and I can probably help you get that tweaked out. Deathwing, 3 in the morning, I'm sorry. On the weekends, I'm going to try to do some varied times, but on the weekdays, it's hard for me because I work in the, obviously I work in the day, so it's hard for me to start it much earlier than this. Hey, Timodius, glad you were able to make it by, and Deathwing, thanks for coming at 3 a.m. I appreciate that also. All right, so let us take a look at your account, and bearing in mind that you're more of a casual player. Sky, you are probably beyond help. I don't actually know if there's anything I could do for you. Honestly, all you've really got to do is just put runes on your Nephthys, and that's like automatic G1 right there. And if you don't want to use Nephthys, use one of your other million LD5s. Deathwing, I'm global, and I'm actually West Coast California, so I'm 8 hours behind the UK, or if it's 3 a.m. for you, you're probably more like Germany, so I'm 9 hours behind you. Lewis, we've already chosen the account reviews for today. If you don't have the bell notifications turned on for my channel, make sure you turn those on because I post in advance when I'm going to do these account reviews, and we pick them before we start. Okay, DL, yeah, Ragdoll doesn't need runes. I agree with that. Pumax, I appreciate that. Thank you. So let us start with the Inajer, and we're going to start with this Chow. The crit rate, I'm okay with it being low, especially for your stage of game. I've got to be honest, I don't remember Chow needing accuracy, so, I mean, you've got continuous damage, and that's about it. So yeah, you really don't need 21 accuracy on Chow just for the continuous damage. What you do definitely need is a lot more speed, a lot more HP, and a lot more defense, and some of that's just because you don't have your runes fully inscribed here, so I'm guessing you don't use Chow all that often. Is it possible for me to do RTA builds? Timodius, RTA is a much... you mean you want an account review on RTA? In order to do that, I have to log into your account. It gets a little bit more complicated. Definitely not going to happen this stream, but talk to me about it in Discord and we'll see what we can do. Deathwing, my fastest monster is 295. That's best stat. I'm pretty slow. Honestly, for my stage of game, I'm a slow player. I have nothing over 300. I could maybe do a 305 or 310 Triton. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this Aerial next. Aerial, again, doesn't need quite so much accuracy. I'd rather see a little bit more resistance. I'd also like to see more speed. I think your HP... Okay, so it's nice that you've got the double Nemesis there. I like the double Nemesis. Violent would be better if you could. Bit harder. Yeah, so Timodius, we'll just talk about that in Discord, and maybe we can set that up on a future stream. But it's something that I'd want to prepare for so we don't have everybody waiting on stream while we try and log in. I've had problems with that in the past. So same thing, guys. Maybe we'll do an RTA review stream at some point. And we'll pick a couple of you guys and get the account logins and details squared in advance before the stream. Just the one thing to keep in mind is that when I'm doing an RTA review, like if I haven't played with your monsters, so much of RTA is about speed tuning. And so we're going to have to... yeah, you got my mind working in another spot. We'll figure that out when we're not on stream. And we'll talk through it. Okay, so back to Inajer's account review, the aerial. So overall, I'm happy with your HP and defense for stage a game. I'm good with the double nemesis. Mostly, I just would like to see a little bit more resistance, and you could get away with less accuracy. The Chernobog, the water homunculus. Obviously, the runes are not fully inscribed here. You've gone with Despair, which is an okay build. I like Mine and Rage for Feynman farming. Despair, you're probably going with TOA. Here's the big thing, though. You've got a crit damage build right here, crit damage slot 4, but you only have 25 crit rate. So remember that crit damage is just a multiplier when you critical hit. And so all those stats are being wasted right now. If you don't have at least 60 crit rate, I'd rather see this slot 4 be an attack rune or something like that to give you more overall average damage. The HP and defense are on the low side if you're using it for TOA, and I'm reading it as a TOA monster because of the Despair runes. If you're just using it as a Feynman farmer, then it's probably okay there. And then I think the accuracy is good overall. So the biggest thing here is just get that crit rate up, and you're probably going to be fine. So the Tyron we've got on Swift Blade, and you're in something more of a control PvP build, so I'm hoping that I'm going to see a Stripper later on that is faster than 214, because you do need to pair Tyron with a Stripper. The accuracy is really too low for Tyron. I'd rather see it closer to at least 50 if you could. And other than that, I think the stats are okay. There's just a little bit more inscribing you need to do on these runes, obviously, but the stats aren't too bad for how I'm reading you how I'm reading that you're using the Tyrant. Okay, can I do a video about defenses in the future? Pumax, I do plan on doing a siege defense video pretty soon, and I've been working on an arena defense video for an arena offense video for a while. I just haven't quite gotten it right yet. Radisa, yeah, I'm looking forward to the Bearing HOH as well. And, okay, so RTA reviews. Do I think I would need a fully skilled up water? Minwoo, you do not need a skilled up water homunculus for Fire Rift Beast. You just need the skill tree built, because those are different things. So, like, you don't need these skills, but you do need to build out your skill tree so that all 3 skills are AoE. Okay, I think we're caught up on chat here. Let's take a look at the Colleen. And thank you, Kelly. I really appreciate the updates. Honestly, seriously, that's very helpful for me. Thank you. Okay, so your Colleen, I'm hoping... Okay, so the Colleen is in Swift Energy, so ultimately I would like to see Colleen get to Violent Runes, but obviously at your stage of game, you're not farming dragons yet, so I'm okay with the Swift. The HP is good, the defense is low, and so mostly I probably just want to see you get some defense in the substats here so she's a little bit more tanky. And there's another monster. She doesn't need all that accuracy and crit damage. If you could shift some of that over to speed and defense, I'd be happier with it. Your Zyros, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told you about crit rate before. If you're going to use a crit damage slot 4, then we need to see that crit rate be up north of 60. Otherwise, the other big thing is that accuracy is really low. Zyros' biggest thing is he's got an AoE skill reset and an AoE continuous damage. So... along with the AoE stuns, and so what I really want to see here is just a lot more accuracy on your Zyros. I want to see like 70 crit rate and like 50 accuracy, even if it comes at the expense of taking less crit damage, or if it comes at, you know, using a crit rate slot 4 rune instead of crit damage, or comes at the expense of less speed or lower overall stats. I do like that you've got him in Despair, and the Revenge is okay. Will is obviously better, but certainly not necessary. Guys, I think Gemini is probably the better monster between the two because of the speed lead, but they are both really good monsters. Bearing is very underrated. Since the buff, Bearing, or Bearing, however you want to pronounce it, is actually a pretty good monster, but I think Gemini just offers a little bit more. That's me personally, but a lot of it too is just filling your needs. Like if you already have AoE strip and defense break, or you just don't need that kind of monster, then you go for Bearing. Or if you're trying to build more of a bomber team, you go for Bearing. Don, thanks for making it by. I appreciate you making it by. Okay, so the Verd, we're in Violent Blade. I would like to see Verd move to Violent Revenge. Revenge is just such a better build for Verd. And then the 76 speed, to me, this is kind of a strange build. So I don't know if you've got Verd built for dungeons, then he's probably too fast because he should be acting last on your team. And your monsters for dungeons don't need to be that fast. They just need a lot of offensive power, a lot of firepower. So if he's not in dungeons, if he's in like a TOA team, I still feel like he's probably faster than some of your other monsters. And if he's not, then your monsters are too fast and need to be a little slower. If you're using him for PvP, then he needs a lot more HP and defense. And so I'm not quite sure which way you're going with him. I see you've got the crit rate rune here. And once that rune is maxed, you can probably swap out a rune that has crit rate in the subs and get him to be into a little bit more tanky build. But ultimately, I'd probably like to see him be in like speed, crit rate, HP for your stage of game. And then you're going to want him to be like around 135-ish speed, depending on your speed tower if you're using him in DB10 or TOA. You're going to want him to be a lot faster if you're using him in PvP. Okay, so Ludo, for the Ludo, it's really important to get him into Violent because his turn cycling is absolutely insane. I would also like to see Violent Revenge. Deathwing, I have 0 reaps right now, so I'm suffering from what you're suffering from. For this Ludo also, let me just check something here. I think you're going to really want your Ludo to be a lot tankier if you're using him on like a Siege or Guild War defense. If you could only build one from the elementals, that's tough. Draco and Orion both have their uses. The funny thing is I use Draco more, but I feel like Draco is more replaceable. If I could only build one, I'd probably build Orion, just because Draco is a little bit more replaceable. But honestly, they're like equal. They're like dead equal, Orion and Draco to me. Okay, so back to the Ludo. We are... Oh, Dice Magician. Sorry, Dice Magician. Okay, if I could only build one Dice Magician. Honestly, I've never built or used any of them. They're too RNG based for me. I don't like RNG. They're good for offense, but they are not... excuse me, they're good for defense, but they're not really good for offense. So here's a new Discord link. I don't know why you were having trouble joining, but we'll go ahead and put it out. So obviously, yeah, well obviously Cosby, Tableau is the best Dice Magician by a mile. After that, I guess I would build Ludo because Ludo is a really useful siege defense monster. And that's probably it. So if I could only build one elemental Dice Magician, the original question, it would be Ludo. And then if I were building it, back to the account review at hand, for this particular Ludo, I'd want to see him in Violent. I'd want to see him probably Violent Revenge. I'd want to see a lot more speed, and I'd want to see him in a much tankier build. Something along the lines of speed, HP. He doesn't need all that crit damage. The accuracy, I think, is about right for him, but he could maybe use a little bit more. Okay, so your Ethna is in, it looks like... triple 2 set, Destroy Revenge Blade. I would like to see you take advantage of Ethna's high base speed, and put her in Swift. I'd also like to see a little bit more crit rate and a little bit more accuracy and a lot more HP. I'd be willing to give up some of the attack just to make her a little bit tankier because she is often going to be a primary target. Ludo is still slightly RNG based. His turn cycling, I believe, is RNG based, isn't it? Oh, well, it's actually his damage versus defense scaling is RNG based, but he also gets the go again with the doubles when he rolls doubles. Okay, so Katarina, she's unskilled, so you're probably not using her all that much quite yet. The overall build on Katarina, everything is good except for that crit rate for all the reasons we talked about earlier. And also Katarina does not need any accuracy whatsoever. None of her skills are accuracy based. Oh, Tableau. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Tableau, the light magician. Okay. Carlos, hey, how you doing? Good day. And, okay, so the dark. Yeah, no worries. We all slip up. Don't worry. Hey, M, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks for making it by the stream as well. RTA Ethna, Swift or Vio? So RTA Ethna, I would say, is actually between Swift and Despair. And it depends on the comp you're running and if you're using her as a first turn stripper or if you're trying to take more advantage of the turn cycling and defense break. Okay, so the bark right here, I gotta be honest, I never built bark, so let me just take a quick look at the skills. So that's the same thing as a galleon skill too, right? No, back. It doesn't. Bark's not the detonator; it's the fire one that detonates, right? Let's see, backspin slash. To just be honest, I don't really know the bark build. It's just basically the same S1 and S2 as Galleon, and I'm assuming it's a large multiplier on the skill 3, so I read him as an attack type. So with that said, you're going to want a little bit more accuracy for the defense break. You're going to need, again, the crit rate. If you're in a crit damage build, you need more crit rate. And then we just need a little bit more defense and speed overall. Deathwing, I'll tell you what, Deathwing, I actually pulled a dupe Barbara and I fed it, and I kind of regret it because she's so crazy. Hang on to the dupe Barbara. I don't know if you'll ever be in a position to skill a second one up, and she does need the skill ups, but I would love to have a second Barbara for Siege. Bark used to be built. Yeah, Bark was before I started the game. Hey collaborator, how you doing? That's awesome. I'm glad you found the channel. A 2A Jolton on Vampire Revenge take on a 2A Miho with Vamp Revenge. I would be inclined to say no. It would be possible to win. You've got heal block and you've got continuous damage, but Miho's got the too much attack bar. You know what? I call it a toss-up. I think if Miho goes crazy with the attack bar manipulations, she might win, but obviously she's taking damage on the passive too. I'd call it a toss-up, 50-50 on that one. Team comps for Barbara and Siege. She works in so many. Ander, I do about 800 runs a day. Mixture of raid and other dungeons. Although, to be honest, I've been doing less since the YouTube thing takes up a lot of time, so I'm probably more down closer to like 500 runs a day, but I used to do 800 a day. Okay, so Morris, we've got another Dice Magician, and let's see here. So another one that I'm not as familiar with. I never did much with the Dice Magicians because of the RNG. I'm reading Morris as more of a support type, so I think the HP build is correct. Once again, I'd like to see a little bit more defense, and I'd like to see a little bit more accuracy. Those are going to be the main things. Barbara and Siege. Hey, Never Says, glad you were able to make the stream. Thank you. Oh yeah, I remember we talked about that. Yeah, so you're going to have to RTA. You know what, Deathwing? So here's the deal. I don't know where you are in RTA. I'm sitting exactly 1700 G1. So we should do a test RTA now, so you can beat me while I'm G1, and that way you can talk trash about beating a Guardian player. Because I'll probably fall out of G1 on my first RTA match I do on stream. Okay, so Ragdoll, Barbara, Masha. Oh, Ragdoll with Masha. That's sweet. Okay, so Savannah. Your Savannah build, you've obviously put a lot. You've obviously put a lot of work into the Savannah runes. I like the Violent set on her. The Blade I'm fine with at stage of game. Really, the only thing I'm going to say about Savannah here, the accuracy, I want to see that accuracy at like 40 or 50%, not 4%, because she's so reliant on accuracy checks. And then I want to see, I don't need to see all that resistance. Savannah doesn't need any of that resistance. So if you could take all that resistance and kind of spread it out between HP and accuracy, so you're taking more advantage of the dismount passive by having additional HP, and you're taking more advantage of that AoE defense break and the strip and the conversion to continuous damage with the accuracy. Okay, so this Bella, I'm assuming this is, it's actually a Violent Bella. That's interesting. So we're in Violent Focus. I'd like to see a touch more accuracy on Bella. You don't need the crit damage or resistance. And I'd like to see a little bit more defense. Otherwise, the overall Bella build here is really solid. If you're just using it for dungeons, you probably don't even need to make as many of the changes as I just mentioned. But I'd still want to see a little bit more accuracy. Team 17K, you are late. I called you up first. Since you weren't here, we decided not to review you today. No, I'm just kidding, bro. You're cool. You got here to the stream late, but you didn't miss your opportunity. You're good. Okay, the Arya, I'm thinking, yeah, her runes are not inscribed. I'd like to see you switch Arya into more of a support build, probably speed HP with a bunch of accuracy and a little bit more speed. Since you're not inscribed, we're not going to comment too much on her now. The Lauren, I'd like to see a lot faster. And although Lauren does need a lot of accuracy, I think the 83 is probably overkill. I'm comfortable with Lauren being somewhere around 60 accuracy because she is a multi-hitter. And I want to see her just be much faster and a lot more defense. So if we could drop a little bit of accuracy, get rid of all the resistance, crit rate, and crit damage, and in turn build up her defense, her speed, and maybe even a touch more HP, I'd be happy. So the Beta, we're in Violent Nemesis. And the overall build here is good. The biggest thing is more speed when you can, of course, but also... Ace! Hey, thank you for becoming a supporter, man. That is awesome. Thank you, Ace. And also, thank you, Carito. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much for the super sticker. Random, the account reviews are ironically chosen at random. So if you don't have your bell notifications for the channel turned on, please make sure you turn them on. And then I post in advance of the streams that I'm going to be doing account reviews. You comment on the post, and we pick 2 to 4 accounts at random before the stream. Okay, so with Beta, I think I mentioned the only other thing I want to mention is that Beta definitely needs more defense as well. I can't remember if I said that, but yeah, she needs a good chunk more defense and more HP as you can. But I'm thinking the runes are just not fully inscribed yet, which they're not. So some of those stats will come just from inscriptions. Yeah, exactly, Inajer. That's exactly what I was just talking about. Yeah, 87, nice. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate that. Okay, so we've got Veramos next. Oh yeah, it's thanks, Ace. I appreciate it. I like the icon too. So that's one of the 2 badges that Austin designed right there, guys. By the way. He called it the Beelzebub crown just to roast me because I'm not a big fan of my only LD5, which is Beelzebub. So Ace's badge right there is the Beelzebub crown. There is a Masha emote in the channel also. The Masha badge comes once you've been a supporter for more than a month. So the first month is the Beelzebub crown, and then the second month is the Masha badge. But the emote is already built into the channel. And then Inajer, yeah, I've been there plenty of times. You do a huge FRR, and then it just takes a while to inscribe all the runes back up. So the Veramos, you can build Veramos a couple of different ways. It looks to me like you're probably going with generally a GB10 build here. And in that context, I think it's a good overall build. Probably, again, just I'd like to see a bit more attack and defense. And some of that I know will come as you are inscribing more of your runes. The Dusky, I'm thinking, yeah, not fully inscribed here. So speed, crit damage, attack. You've got the right build direction going on Dusky. He just needs more inscriptions and more crit rate. Same deal again. Whenever you use a crit damage rune, try and get that crit rate at least to 60. Athena. This is actually really funny. A really good friend of mine in the last game I played was named Athena. So your Dark Homunculus here, I'd like to see a little bit more defense, a little bit more speed, and then overall, I think the rest of the build is probably good. Your Airgar, this should be a Rift build, and so the accuracy, you actually, you got that covered. Are we in Violent? We're in Fatal. So I'd like to see Airgar move to Violent, but kind of with these stats. Josh, man, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. That is awesome. Thank you very much, Josh. The Dusky Lucas combo. I haven't personally tried it. It sounds like it could work as long as you have some sort of tank or control. They're both squishy monsters, so you would need some sort of control there. So the Airgar, I think I mentioned I'd like to see him get into Violent eventually. The accuracy is good. I'd like to see a little bit more crit rate, and everything else is good. The Crow... So Crow, honestly, this build just won't work. What we need to do is move to Either Rage or Fatal. You're obviously farming more Giants, so Fatal would be fine, but Crow's going to need to be in Speed Crit Damage Attack or Attack Crit Damage Attack, and we're going to want to see just a lot more damage overall, to be honest. You can get away with slightly less accuracy. Having accuracy on him is good, but because he's such a big damage dealer, if you drop down to around 30 accuracy, you're probably okay. You can also get away with less speed on Crow. And now we've moved down to the 5-star. So that is it for our first account review. Inajer, I hope you found that helpful. And I think the biggest takeaways for your account basically here are going to be work on getting the crit rate up for the monsters and crit damage build. Work on getting a little bit more defense. And then just generally work on getting your inscriptions up. And so then, once again, thank you guys for the super stickers. And thank you, Ace, for becoming a channel member. And let us see who the next account review is. You're welcome. Kelly, I don't know Raid 3 and 4, but Raid 5 is right around 190. Okay, so the next person, 89. Thank you, Kelly. That is awesome. Mamamoo, I'm actually going to agree with you. I think if the runes were condensed a little bit and there was a little bit more focus on building speed farming teams, you'd probably advance faster in the game. So I think that's a really good summary. And Inajer, I'd like you to take that away as well. Excuse me. On the next FRR, I would try and focus on building a faster speed farming team. And as a result, you'll get more runes. There were a bunch of monsters in there, like the Bark and the Dice Magicians, that just really aren't all that meta anymore. And I didn't look at the individual runes, but if you have good runes on those monsters and you're not using those monsters often or well, then those good runes are kind of wasted. Oh, Shane, appreciate it, man. My biggest advice to, first of all, I should probably stop exposing guild chat. My biggest advice to you for escaping F3 RTA would be to pull 5 LD5s, because that's what we that's what we face every fight in RTA. No, honestly, probably if you're just trying to get like your first C1, you could probably build a cleave if you have fast enough runes. Yeah, Keenan, that's exactly it. I mean, you know, I had a long conversation with somebody today. I'm not going to call anybody out, but so the deal here is like, we obviously all want to progress in the game as fast as we can. And you guys will see right now, like while I'm talking, I can't be idle. I've got to throw myself back in and farm. So we all want to progress as fast as we can, but the thing is that you can't just like immediately jump from Challenger to Guardian. It's a game of tiny little baby steps. We make 1-inch incremental improvements, and we just keep grinding for those inches. Yeah, I am in global. I have made accounts on both Asia and Europe, so I can do account reviews on those, but we've already chosen the account reviews for today. And I'm sorry, Gary, you asked how you get an account review. Just make sure you have the bell notifications turned on for my channel. I post in advance of the streams and give everybody an opportunity to get their account review, and then we pick a couple at random. Yeah, Summoner, I mean, guys, think about it. There's people who've been playing this game for 6 years who still have goals in the game. So at the end of the day, it's like, it's a very, very long game, which is part of what makes it so awesome. But it also means it is a marathon, exactly as Timothius said. And yeah, as DL said, I'm not free to play. That's how I have crystals. I'm not free to play. I farm a lot. Okay, so our next account review. Thank you, Kelly. Welcome to those of you who just joined the stream. And our next account review was Styx Fan, but I actually have not seen Styx Fan. Styx Fan, are you here? Because Austin did choose you, but if you're not here, then he did give me a backup. So he did give me one backup. Oh, actually, I'm glad you said that, Team 17K. I didn't change my DB10 team. Somebody asked me to demo the double double tally is, and I forgot to change it back. That's not the correct Lin. That's not the correct Lin. Do you have runes? You don't have runes. One of these Lins has runes. That's the correct Lin. There we go. Okay, I do not see Styx fans. So the backup that Austin gave me is Dylan Kiem, who I also have not seen. So if Dylan Kiem is not here, then we are probably going to pick one more person after that. Styx was in 8895. Yeah, but if he's not in stream... Okay, chance backups. You just noticed the towers in Glory Shop. Oh, that's awesome. Playing for ages, not Guardian. Yeah, guys, so I'm never going to tell anybody that you should pay for the game, and if you do pay, you should only ever pay what you're comfortable with. But if you did want to buy one thing, it's exactly what, I think it was DL said, that $5, no, it's Timodius who said it, the $5 daily pack 1 is the single best value that you can get in this game. If you ever wanted to just spend, like, you know, buy the smallest package in the game, that is the one that you should buy. Alright, so let's see. I'm still trying to catch up on chat here. Yeah, screw you, Cosby. If I had Luna, I would definitely use her. Why don't you go join Ace and you can put your Luna with his Fen Yangs. Okay, so Deathwing, you wanted to do an RTA? Gustavo, no, I would not believe you, because when you preface it with, would you believe me? Also, these were all based off of YouTube comments, so obviously we've got the YouTube names there. Alright, so do you think Summoner's War would be better if the Legend Rune event? Ander, I'm kind of torn. Don't have my sad account ready for you. Okay, Styx fan, so I'll tell you what, we're going to do Team 17K first, and then we'll do you second, Styx. That way you can get prepared. O'Shane, yeah, I am going to do RTA after this. I told Deathwing I would RTA with him, and then I'm going to do my actual RTA. Angelito, I'm not sure who Colin is. Let's see, how many more stones? Quakening, so I want to say it's 13-1 against 4, so 52 summons, like 2,600 stones would be the math. If I did that really quick, but I think 2,600 stones would be the math to get Lucian. Wait. 4 at 13-1 is 52. Yeah, 2,600. That's the math, 2,600. Okay, I lost track. Whoever asked if I think the Legend Rune event should be every month. This particular event, and it didn't work out for me. I was really sad. Both of my runes just cratered. But the runes themselves, they're really powerful. And part of the beauty of Summoner's War is that it's such a long game. So personally, no, I would not want to see that event every month. Because I think what would happen is, I need to go back and show you profile Styx. I think what would happen is if we got the ability to craft 2 runes like that every month, then a couple of years from now, everybody would have 30 speed runes and endgame stuff would just be like congested. So I would like to see maybe a scaled down version of that event that lasted a little bit longer. So maybe like a 2-month-long event where you could do 1 rune, but maybe not quite as powerful, and then do like this super event like they just did about once a year. The optimizer, Ace actually has a great video for the optimizer that shows you how to install it. So I'm going to go ahead and post that into chat. And Team 17K, if you're here, just make sure your account is ready. We'll do you next. So we're going to start Styx. So Styx, you are probably early game working towards mid game and 346 days. So we'll go ahead and take a look at your account. Guys, there was a big burst in chat there, so if I missed anybody's questions, I apologize. I tried to keep up, but if I missed your question and it's something you really want answered, go ahead and ask me again, and I'll do my best to get to it. To catch it, that is. Okay, so let's see here. First, we've got the Lapis. The Lapis looks like a Feynman farmer. Hey, Yejun, glad you were able to make it. And Kelly, I appreciate the updates. They continue to be really helpful. Thank you. My YouTube still shows me at 57. Ace, yeah, I've actually got Sky blocked. Don't worry. No, no, I'm just kidding. Hey, John, how you doing? Sky, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so the Tyler, the Fire Demon is mostly used as a storage guardian. It makes sure that it will always be the worst Nat 5 in your storage. That is its job. Put it in your storage and you can never have a worse Nat 5 there. But other than that, it's an AoE nuker that just doesn't do a lot of damage and takes a lot of setup. John, so we're only doing one more account review today, which is going to be Team 17K. Make sure you've got the bell notifications turned on for the channel. I post these account review streams in advance, and then we only do 2 to 4 per stream, but I pick those before the stream starts. Kelly, absolutely. All it takes is, I think Daphnis actually got 3 buffs, but really all it takes is 1 buff, and a monster becomes relevant immediately. So please don't ever, just because I'm trash talking a Nat 5, don't ever get rid of it. Always keep every Nat 5 in case they buff them. But for right now, Bale is just not really a usable monster. Well, he's usable, but he's not a good monster. It's not worth the resources. Is Iris viable for RTA? I actually use Iris in RTA once in a while. I lose with her more than I win, but she's kind of a desperation pick for me, so part of it is the times that I'm picking her. But yeah, Iris is a good monster. She is viable for RTA, especially like F3 and maybe C1 RTA. She's a little harder to use when you get to Guardian. Buff Geldner, yeah, a couple of people have said that lately. All right, Fonzie, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you staying up so late. And thank you, Kelly. And yeah, Christina desperately needs a buff, Josh. Okay, Styx, so we're going to start looking at your account. So this Lapis looks like a Feynman farmer to me. If that's the case, she's going to need a lot more attack, and the runes are not inscribed. So basically, switch your Lapis over to Vampire or Rage. Get her crit rate to 85. Excuse me, boost her attack and give her a little bit of accuracy. Nice, Ace. Congrats on getting back to G1, by the way. Goji, I have not gotten any updates yet. But not like I personally would get any. I haven't heard that there were any updates yet. Aziz, an exam tomorrow. Thank you. I appreciate you making it for the stream. Okay, so the Theomars, we are in Violent Revenge, which is a solid build. HP is slightly on the low side, but not too bad overall. The defense and attack are a lot lower than I would like to see, though, and the speed and the crit rate are a lot lower. Now, with all of that said, I recognize at your stage of game, it's kind of hard to get all of those stats at once. So keep in mind, it's not that I expect you to have those stats, but it's more these are the things I'd like to see you work towards. So obviously your attack and your crit damage are going to go up simply by inscribing the runes. And then from there, I would just like to see you look for some runes that are going to have a little bit more speed in the subs and maybe a little bit more crit rate if you can get it. Of course, with Theo's Elemental King advantage, it's not a huge deal that he doesn't have the that much crit rate because you're already getting 81 on every monster. The Tyrant, I'm thinking this is probably a TOA build, although you do have him in an offensive build, so I'm not sure exactly how you're using him. We can see, well, so he's in Rage. We can see the runes need a little bit of inscription. I'll say a Rage accuracy build is a little bit odd to me, but it explains why the attack is so low. So the big thing here is keep in mind that crit damage multiplies the damage of a critical hit, and critical hits multiply just the actual damage that you do. So if you don't have much attack, then there's not value in having a lot of crit damage. So in this case, you've got a rage set with a crit damage slot 4, so you've got the correct amount of crit rate, you've got lots of crit damage, but you have no base attack, which means your damage is still going to be really low. I would like to see you change that accuracy slot 6 for an attack slot 6, but at the same time, you're going to need to get a lot of accuracy on your Tyrant, so it's going to mean kind of shifting around all the runes entirely. Sigmarith is obviously a GB10 build, and I would say the overall build here is fine, except if you notice your rage set is actually broken. You've got 3 rage runes and a fatal rune. So we need to get that slot 2 changed out to rage, or you need to change out the 6 or the 4 to rage and then change the slot 2 to blade. Once you do that, you're going to see a huge increase in the damage on your Sigmarith. The overall stats are pretty good. I believe he should be able to survive in GB10, but if you could get him to 85 crit rate, that would be nice as well. Yeah, Iris is definitely unreliable DL. Hey John, I appreciate that, and yeah, I'm glad you were. I'm glad the BJ5 video helped as well. Okay, Tetra is kind of a situational PvP monster, so I gotta be honest, I'm a little surprised that you built her. But with that said, I think the overall build here looks appropriate. Obviously, we'd like to see her faster. Kelly, if it's really 973, that would be awesome, but I'm thinking that was a typo, and I'm hoping you mean 97, or it could be 93. But I'll take the 973. So back to the 97, yeah. So it's 97 and another 800 husbands. Is that the deal? All right, so for this Tetra build, like I was saying, obviously we'd like to see a little bit more speed and then also a little bit more HP because her heal scales off her own HP. Everything else looks pretty good to me overall. Eventually, I want to see you get her into max resistance, but that is quite a ways down the road. Okay, Zyros, as you probably heard me mention on the previous stream, if you're going to be in a crit damage build, you want to make sure that your crit rate is at least 60. So I'd like to see the Zyros crit rate go up. I'd also like to see the accuracy go up quite a bit so that you can more reliably skill reset the enemy team. Rana, I definitely prefer Tetra much over Raccoon. Raccoon can clear inability effects, but Tetra is much more reliable and predictable. Raccoon is too RNG based. They're both good monsters and they both have their place, but to me Tetra is just a much better, more usable overall monster. Okay, so did I finish Zyros? The last thing with Zyros is obviously just a little bit more attack. So looking at the Recon Vampire, you've already got your Recon and Vampire, which is awesome. But he does need like a lot more HP. That's the only thing, just a lot more HP. And then some of that I'm sure is Rune Inscription. Actually, no, we're maxed out. So probably your slot 6, just change it out to HP. I understand that his attack scales off both HP and attack, but because it scales off of both, you want to put him in a tankier build. So put that slot 6 in HP. You'll probably be a little bit happier. Try to get him up over 60% crit rate. I like that he has accuracy, but he probably doesn't need quite that much. So if you could transfer some of that accuracy to even more HP or a little bit of defense, you should be happy with that as well. Sky Ace has an icon next to his name because he became a channel member, which I really appreciated. So he's now a supporter of the channel. 101, that's awesome. Thank you. 103, that's awesome. Thank you guys for stopping by the stream. I appreciate it. You're just on time. We got one more account review after this, then we're going to do some RTA. So we're moving on to the Styx 420. So your water homunculus is getting is doing a little bit of smoking on the side. Kelly, no worries. I appreciate all the support, whether it comes in likes or comments or whatever the case may be. I just appreciate you guys coming by and viewing. Seriously, I do. So the water homunculus here is, water homunculus. The fire homunculus here looks like a pretty solid overall build. Ideally, ultimately, of course, you get a little bit more attack in there. But everything else I think is good. It wouldn't hurt you to have a little bit more accuracy either, but kind of adjusting for stage of game, I think this is one of your better rune sets overall. The Charlotte is up next. And are we in despair? We are in despair, Will, so that's good. I believe your Charlotte is a little bit slow for TOA hard. That is the only thing I actually see here. Obviously, I'd like to see a little bit more defense, and your slot 4 crit damage rune isn't maxed, but on the whole, I think this is a really solid build for Charlotte. Just needs to be a little bit faster for the TOA hard, and I'm wondering that would be why, because we're in an HP slot too. Yeah, Sky, actually, so I take it back. Sky, you do have to become a member. The rest of you guys, it's optional. For Sky, it's mandatory. I fully expect you to become a member, Sky. Like, immediately, right now, I need to see that message in chat. For those of you who just came in, by the way, there's probably a good time to mention the Discord server. So just so you guys know, we do have a Discord server that I've got started. We're having a lot of fun in it. And so if you'd like to join the Discord server, I posted the link up in chat. I plan to continue building the server out over time and just adding in strategy guides and information as I can. We've also got some like text-based games in there. It's been pretty fun, so feel free to join. Hate that Charlotte's beat the blue join button. There you go. Okay, so we finished Charlotte. So the Wind Barbarian King, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name because that would be just too much fodder for you guys. Kelly, I could do some R5 if you guys wanted to see it, but I think more people probably came for the RTA, so that might be better for a different stream. But if you guys wanted to see us do some R5s, I'd be happy to. Okay, so the Win BK, I think the overall build here looks pretty solid. I'd like to see him just a little bit tankier, and then definitely more accuracy and less resistance. If we can transfer some of that resistance to accuracy, we'd be good. Hey, Ipsete, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm not currently on... well, I have a Twitch account, yes. ZennialGamer4428 on Twitch. I've been streaming just on YouTube, and I know a lot of people prefer I stream just on YouTube, but I've had so much trouble with the software on YouTube that we may be going to switch a little bit soon. Koya, yeah, you're going to see me get whipped in RTA, especially on stream. Like, I just get crushed in RTA on stream. Okay, so the Win BK, like I said, I'd like to see him just slightly tankier, and then I'd like to see a lot more, maybe not a lot more accuracy. I'd like to see like maybe 25, 30 accuracy, and you could get rid of the resistance in exchange. Deathwing, I do have voice channels in the Discord. Nobody's actually using them right now, but there is some voice channels set up. Okay, the Naomi is... that's so yeah, just so you guys know, I actually matched Ace in RTA randomly the other day, and he just crushed me. Okay, so anyway, the Naomi, this looks like a GB10 build Naomi, and honestly, it's just a really solid build overall. Not a lot I have to say here. In context of your overall runes, I think it's very good. Hawkfrost, I actually would have voice chatted with you on Discord if you hadn't propositioned me at the start of the stream. Now I'm a little bit worried, but I'd still probably do it just as long as we know where the boundaries are. Let's see. Koya, it's not a curse. It's distraction. RTA takes concentration, and when I'm watching the stream, I'm just not thinking through and I play badly. Merrick's, I can do RTA reviews on the Asia server, but the reviews are actually picked in advance of the stream, so it wouldn't be today. Just make sure you have the bell notifications turned on, and I post in advance when I'm going to do the account reviews. Gustavo, thank you for stopping by. DL, I'm right around rank 2000 in RTA right now. I'm 1700 exactly, G1 exactly. Juno is best on Despair, Josh. Okay, so yeah, you guys would never know it. If you've seen me RTA on stream, you'd probably think that I'm like Challenger 2 or something. I'm freaking terrible on stream. But I can win once in a while in RTA when nobody's watching. I just have to keep it secret. That's all it is. Okay, so the Aka Mana Mira blah blah, however this is, yeah, and it was only like 1 day of play, DL. I just, well, maybe 2, maybe like 60 wings worth to get up to the G1 from there. Okay, so your overall build here is good. I'd like to see more speed. It's a little bit too slow for TOA, which is where it's mostly used. But other than the lack of speed, it's a good overall build. Excuse me. I think also it probably... Amir. Okay, thank you, Zaicha. That'll make it much easier. So Amir. Let's see. Okay, thank you, Kelly. I appreciate that. Let's next time I want to see that back to like the 103. But no, just kidding. For those of you who just stopped into the stream, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Juno needs stats destroy. I honestly, if you're using Juno on AD, then Nemesis is going to be better. She'll screw some people up. And I like her on the Despair as well. Okay, so we mentioned the Amir just needs more speed, and you could give up a little bit of crit rate. I also think he does not need, he does not need all that accuracy. Yeah, so you could get rid of all this accuracy on him and change that out for speed. Your El Sharion, actually, this is a pretty solid build. I'd like to see a lot more attack on El Sharion. I'm thinking the runes are not fully inscribed, which is why. But overall, the El Sharion build, you're going in the right direction with it. We just need some more attack. The Fran is way too slow. What? Okay, Kelly, I'm not Mr. Beast. It'd be nice if I was, but I'm not quite going to buy the 1 billion number there. I agree with you on that, Timotheus. I definitely agree with you. The skill 2 needs to be changed. Okay, so the Fran, let's see. We need a lot more attack on Fran because her attack is heal-based. Excuse me, her heal is attack-based. And then we need a lot more speed on Fran. I've been proposed to several times, always by men. But, you know, I did mention the times I've been married in the past, so maybe I just need a change. I don't know. You guys are slowly shifting me in that direction. Curtis is Vampire good for Ajir. You know, the thing is, he's got heal built in on his skill 3 passive already. I don't know if it would be my first choice, but it's something you could test out. If I put it like this, Vampire is probably like your... Wow, Ace just propositioned me too. I'm getting really popular. So yeah, I would say Vamp is like probably your 3rd choice or 4th choice on Ajir, but if you've got like really good Vamp runes and it's a huge upgrade over your other options, then it's definitely worth trying. Ajir is just a really stat-hungry monster. Kelly, I don't know what that is, and I'm not going to ask you to explain it to me. Because I think I can guess, so that's enough. Okay, so back to the Fran at hand. We're going to go... I think I covered Fran, so we're going to go on to the Ergar. Ergar overall is a pretty solid build. I'd like to see a touch more accuracy, and I would like to see him get into Violent. And other than that, I'm pretty happy with the direction you're going with him in. Your Vero does not need all that accuracy. The stuns are somewhat unreliable, especially if skill 2 is not skilled up. So you could get rid of most of that accuracy, transition it over to a mixture of speed, attack, and defense, or some crit rate, either way. Lauren is not fully level. Oh, well, she's 39, so that's close enough. So the big thing with Lauren is that we need her to be a lot faster. If you're just using her in your Giants B10 team, which that may be the case, then just make sure she's appropriately speed-tuned. The Vile Revenge build is good, and you're going in the right direction with her overall. I'd like to see a little bit more accuracy and then just obviously a lot more speed. XG is what analytical power bottom. I thought you said, okay, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go there. I did not ask about it. I said I don't want to know about it, Cosby. I specifically said I don't want to know about it. Fuse it, there's no charge for account reviews, but I only do a few per stream. And they're already chosen for this stream, so honestly, I should probably just like type this out and copy and paste it into stream next time. Oh, Styx, did I finish your... I think I finished you, right? Yeah, we finished yours, so that's it for Styx. Hopefully you found that helpful, and then Team 17K, you're going to be next. Okay, guys, so for those of you who joined the stream late, just so you know, the account reviews, there's no charge or anything on stream for that. But basically the deal is make sure you have the bell notifications turned on because I post in advance on the community message board that I'm going to be doing account reviews, and then I pick 2 to 4 accounts at random before the stream. So if you come in during the stream, then it would be a little bit too late usually in order to get a review. And you are most welcome, Styx fan. I hope you found it helpful. And you're very welcome, Raymond. Which 2A do I want next, Ander? You know what? I actually want to see maybe the sharks, because they're completely useless. Like, all of them are completely useless. So I think it would be cool if we saw some of the sharks become useful. They'd have to be, like, completely reworked. But, yeah, that would be a good one for me. Am I going to stream Siege tomorrow? John, I might. So I'm sure a lot of you guys noticed that I did not get a lot of videos up last week because I was pretty tied up, and I'm hoping to start making up for that and catching up on videos soon. So I'll probably try and do a Siege stream tomorrow, but it'll be a shorter stream. Maybe just Siege and Guild Wars, so that way hopefully we can get a video up. The Harpies would also be a good one because several of them are actually already good. And so yeah, Kabila and Halea would actually, they don't need huge buffs, but a little buff would be nice. Am I still intending the speed video? So Sim, I am still intending to do the speed tuning video. The video is probably going to have to be broken into 2 parts. I tried recording it once and it just came out too complicated, so I didn't like the recording, so I didn't post it. And I think it needs to be broken into 2 parts and separate topics. But yeah, the speed tuning video is coming. The Ice Rift video is coming. Ice Rift will definitely be done this weekend. Still working on an arena video. Just so you guys know, I actually record a lot more videos than I post. If I'm not happy with something comes out, I just don't post it. So like I've recorded an arena video 5 times already and I just didn't feel it was good enough. Raymond, you use the optimizer. I actually have 7 videos on my channel that explain the optimizer. The best one is just simply called Optimizer Tutorial. And if you're not sure how to install the optimizer, I'm going to post the link in chat to one of Ace's videos, which is a great one to explain how to install it. So once it's installed, then you can just search for Optimizer Tutorial on my channel as well. Arena Offense, Kelly. Team 17K, you are next. And so let's take a look here. Okay, so we're C1 Arena. You've done some RTA. You've done some Special League, so you're a little bit further along in the game. SS and World Boss. You've got all the beasts down except for Dark Beast, which I'm kind of surprised about. I would assume that you'd have a bunch of twins, so Dark Beast is usually fairly easy. Thank you, Curtis. I appreciate it. And let's take a look. Whoops, not record. Let's take a look at your account. There's other ways to do dark. The twins are just the best way. So the Ice Rift is going to kick off the Rift series for me, but I am going to do all the Rifts hopefully over the next month or so. Depending, the Ice Rift video will definitely take the longest to record, so once that one's out, they should start coming a little bit faster. Vrozar, this is the last review for today. You think that's Kelly's account? Hey, Lucas, Team 17K, is this not you? Did I read this wrong? I thought you said you were Team SWAT. Am I on the wrong account? So after this account review, we're doing some RTA. I'm going to wait for Team 17K to confirm I'm on the... He's Apex. Okay. Kelly is Team SWAT. Okay, my bad. My bad. Kelly, I appreciate that you've been giving me the updates, and maybe we'll make a point to get your account review on the next stream. But I did promise Team 17K for this one, and so that is where we're going. Okay, Team 17K, sorry about that. Okay, so G1, Guild Battle, and Siege. Again, you've done some World Arena. And that also explains, Kelly, why you said no twins and you couldn't do Dark. I thought that was kind of weird that you answered that. So I'm up to speed now. Okay, so you've got good overall times on... Curtis, I'll run my Light Rift after this. You've got good overall times on your dungeons. You've got all Triple S Fire Beast. So I would say you're definitely mid or late mid game. Maybe later and just haven't done much RTA, but at least mid or late mid game. So let's take a look at the monsters. All right. Start off with Poseidon, and we are in Despair Shield. Look at the... I didn't actually look at the island, so if you guys want to get a look, is it... Oh! Wow, I literally, like, moved right past that. You put some work into that. This deserves a showcase, bro. Seriously. You put some... I gotta have you come design my island. Jeez, if you guys have seen my island, it's just a hot mess. Like, you know, when... You guys know, like, if you watch Foxy's video, when he says, "Hey, hot garbage squad," he's actually talking to my island. That is literally what he's talking about. All right, so we've got our Poseidon here. It's kind of an odd build. You're obviously using Poseidon just as a total CC unit. And to be honest, I feel like you're wasting some of his potential. Poseidon does really good damage. I'm actually going to back out and show you my Poseidon build real quick, because it's just such a different build in a different way. And I don't want to say... Like, the way you have Poseidon built doesn't necessarily need changes for how you're using him. It's just that I prefer this type of build a little bit more. And obviously his rune quality is reasonably high. If you can't quite match this rune quality, you could just take a little bit less crit rate and maybe a little bit less attack or speed to try and balance out the rune efficiency. But kind of like the overall target here is about 120,000 effective HP, and then the rest damage dealing stats with about 50 accuracy. He works really well for me. His Poseidon is not on crit damage. My Poseidon is. I'll bring him back up since I didn't show the runes. So we're going to be in speed, crit damage, attack, but obviously I've got some really big HP subs to balance it out. So you could also go speed, crit damage, HP. Yeah, 0 CD subs, I think. Am I like exactly 130? Yeah, I'm exactly one. So 0 CD in the subs. Overall, I think it's about a 98-99% efficiency set. So there's only so far you can go. And you do want him to be slightly tanky, and you need a lot of accuracy on him. But just, I like him as a damage dealer overall. Okay, Apex is here. So again, I see what you're doing with your Poseidon, and for what you're doing, I don't really see a lot of changes that need to be made, so I was just suggesting an alternative build. Despair, because he's got 2 AoE attacks, Kelly. Both his skill 2 and skill 3 are AoE. Anytime you've got double AoEs, Despair is a really good fit. Especially because he's got silence and attack bar removal. Not just reduction, it sets it to 0. So when you can take the entire team, set their attack bar to 0, and stun them, it's really strong. Okay, Ajir, just from based on your rune quality and stage of game, I'm thinking that you're not using Ajir much. But with that said, if you did want to use him more, he just needs a lot more speed. I'm going to say like probably 40 to 50 more speed if you keep him on Violent. He's a super stat-hungry monster, so all the other stats are good. I would like to see him with another 5 or 10,000 HP, but if you can't get the HP, the big thing is just get the speed. Megan, we know you're just generally going to put her in your fastest Swift set, so I'm thinking that you don't use Megan often, but there's not a lot here to change. Just make her faster if you want to use her more. Is it possible to watch someone's RTA? Sorry, Deathwing, I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Are you asking about RTA runes or like just RTA fights? Okay, so the Julie, there's obviously just like a straight dungeon Julie. So the only thing here, which I'm sure you already know, is 2 more crit rate. And if you could give her a touch of additional accuracy, you'll find that helpful in DB10. But obviously she already has a really high rune requirement. So those would be my targets though. Get that extra 2 crit rate and then maybe a hair more accuracy. In order to see your RTA runes, unfortunately, I have to log into your account. So earlier in the stream, people were asking about that. I'm happy to do an RTA runes review instead of like a normal review, but I have to be able to log into your account, and so I'd like to have that set up before the stream starts so that we don't have long delays. And I probably will do an RTA runes review. A few people said they would want it. Okay, so the Talia, there's another dungeon monster, and it's literally the exact same thing. You need an extra 2 crit rate. In the case of Talia, though, she does not need any accuracy whatsoever. I'm assuming those are just probably innates. Yep, right there, I can see it's innate. So really, there's not much to change there. Just get her the extra 2 crit rate. 8895, yeah, 8895. Hey, Maxis, glad you made it. Okay, the Sabrina, once again, it's another dungeon monster. It's just a solid overall build. Nothing that here that really needs to be changed. Obviously, if you can add more attack down the road, do it, but a solid overall build. Just curious, I didn't check the sets. So Talia's in Rage, Sabrina's in Violent, both are perfect. If you can switch the Sabrina to Violent Fight down the road, just a slight little advantage. But again, nothing that's absolutely necessary. So the Annabelle and Swift Energy, usually you want Annabelle and Violent Will if you're using her often. The overall Annabelle build here, you've gone in the right direction with everything, except that she needs a lot more attack because her heal scales off of attack. So the recovers their HP proportionate to the amount of your attack power. So if you could just get her like an extra 600 attack is honestly about what I'd be targeting. And you could give up the crit rate and crit damage subs. If you had to give up the resistance sub, you could too as well, but try to get that attack. We got a second Talia here, and main thing is obviously just the extra 10 crit rate. Once again, I'm going to assume that accuracy is coming from subs. The Molong is really slow, and I would also like to see more defense on the Molong. I'm wondering if maybe you don't use him all that often. But if you do use him frequently, then he definitely needs a little bit more speed. Colleen, I'm not sure where you're using her. She's a little slow to be for R5, maybe in Labyrinth. So depending on where you're using her, she needs a little bit more HP, and she doesn't need quite so much accuracy. But again, it depends on where you're using her. Obviously, she's not a meta monster these days, so you don't need to invest the greatest runes on her either. If she works, then I'd leave her alone. The Verd is kind of odd here. I mentioned this in a previous review. I'm not sure what he's speed tuned to because I've seen your dungeon monsters. They are all right around 140, which is where I'd like to see them. You're not wasting big speed runes on them. So if you're using Verd in the dungeon, then he's too fast because he should act last. If you're using him in TOA H, he's probably also too fast. And if you're using him in PvP, then he's probably a little too slow. So the main thing, I guess, with Verd is simply just I'd like to see him speed tuned better. I'd also like to see him on Violent Revenge. And probably, what kind of build do we have here? So we're in speed, crit rate, attack. I would probably switch out that well, if he's PvE, then the attack rune is fine. But if you're using him in PvP, then I would switch the attack rune for HP. And I would try and get a little bit more defense subs as well. Shayna, it looks like will you be willing to log onto others' account? Collaborator, that's something. It's a door I'm trying not to open. I think just because I'm having to manage my time, and there's a lot of people who would love for me to do that, and I want to help everybody as much as I can. But that type of thing is so time consuming, then I don't get to help enough people. Unfortunately. So yeah, right now that's not something that I can really do. If in the Discord server, I answer all the questions I can, and I'm always happy to help in what ways I can, but right now I'm not like jumping onto people's accounts to build teams or anything like that. Plus 149 for Velajewel. Deathwing, I think that's right about meta. I don't have Vela, but that feels about where I see him. Usually somewhere around 260, 270, sometimes even a little bit slower. Okay, so the Shayna, I'm assuming this is just a PvE Shayna, so the Violent Accuracy is a nice touch there. Violent Fight would be better. Okay, Team 17K, that makes sense then. If you just got him, you're waiting for FRR, so that makes sense. The Shayna, obviously you know she needs a little bit more crit rate. Otherwise, the build is solid. I've got nothing to change. Except she doesn't need that much accuracy. Remember, her passive gives you 25 accuracy already, so you've got a little more accuracy than you need, and if you could change some of that to crit rate, it would be nice. The Vela feels like it's a little bit on the slow side to me, and we've got some uninscribed runes here. The slot 4 is uninscribed, so yeah. The Vela definitely needs the runes you need to finish inscribing the runes, and then we need a little bit more speed. Otherwise, I think Vela's fine overall. Perna needs a lot more speed. I'm assuming that's an attack, crit damage attack Perna. That's what I thought. That's a really powerful offensive Perna, so it depends. If this is a PvE only Perna, then I take that back. Yeah, Maxis, I posted this morning. You got to make sure you turn the bell notifications on. So YouTube doesn't default to notifications on. You actually have to click the bell button on the channel and turn the notifications on manually. Okay, so Team 17K, this Perna, if it's PvE only, then the build is actually spot on, and I take back what I said. If you're using it in PvP, then I would like to see some more speed and some more HP through subs. So I'd probably change the attack rune to, yeah, Kelly, there's no self-benefit here at all with that. 65, what happened? Okay, that's much better. Thank you. What dungeon should we farm out of the 3 Kairos for Lucian Arena offense? If you're doing a Lucian Arena offense, then you're going to want to split your farming between Necro for Rage and Will runes, and you're actually going to want to farm the Fire Rift for Fight runes. Hey Alfred, glad you made it to the stream. Thank you very much. And Team 17K, back to your Perna. So I know I cut myself off in the middle, so sorry, just to recap. If there's a PvE Perna, you're good to go. If it's PvP, I would probably I'd look for like at least an extra 5,000-6,000 HP through subs and like an extra 40-50 speed if you can get it. So that probably means just changing out that slot 2 rune for a speed rune with some big HP subs. That would probably do it. Okay, there's obviously a dungeon route, and the only thing here is I'd like to see a little bit more accuracy for the defense break. Oh, sorry to hear that, Ryan. That is a rough run. Okay, so yeah, if you're doing Swift Lucians, that's fine as well. Yeah, you can go with Swift Lucians as well if you've got good enough damage subs. Okay, so did I miss something? Nope. Okay, so the route, like I said, the only thing I'd like to see is a little bit more accuracy through subs. Always nice to have a touch more defense also, even if it just means maxing out that slot 3, but it only matters if you're dying. Okay, the Lucian, we are looking really solid. Just a solid fat Lucian. I've got nothing for you to change on it. Other than maybe, obviously, if you can put it in Will down the road, that would be nice. We're in double energy shield Chassoon, so you're probably not using her all that much, or if you are, she's a deep siege monster box, you know, a monster deep in your siege box, however you want to say that. So I think the overall Chassoon build is good. She doesn't need all that crit damage. If you could transition some crit damage over to speed, that would be ideal. Doesn't need quite that much accuracy either, but overall she's a solid tanky build that'll work. Alright, DL, you can try and snipe for sure. Okay, so the Tyrannus build, I would like to see a little bit more defense. It feels a little bit on the low side. Probably just because you're using that speed slot 2, and we also have some runes that are not grinded here. At least one rune not grinded here, so he'll grow a little bit more. I would like to see the Tyrannus closer to 20k HP. Overall, I mean, there's a couple of things here to tweak, honestly. So he's not skilled up fully, so you probably haven't had him for that long either. But yeah, I would like to see basically just get to 20k HP on the Tyrannus, get to 60 crit rate if you're going to be in a crit rate build. You could get rid of some of that resistance. The thing with resistance is you're kind of in no man's land, so you never really want to be between 40 and 70 resistance. You want to be either not using much resistance at all or using enough resistance that it's going to potentially change a match here and there. 58 resistance gets pretty well offset by the amount of accuracy that most people use. Kenneth, I'm G1 in RTA right now, like G1 on the dot. I'm about rank 2,000, but I'm 1,700 score exactly. Thank you very much, Kelly, and thank you guys who just joined. This is a good chance, by the way. Let me just throw this out there. If you haven't joined the Discord server yet, you just popped into the stream. We've been having a lot of fun in Discord, so I put a link into the chat. Jenny, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And so for the Tyrannus, as I was saying, you just don't want to be between 40 and 70 resistance, so I transitioned some of that resistance over to defense and HP subs, and then I think you'd probably be a little bit happier with him. Zenobia is normally more of a siege defense monster, and so I'm not quite sure how you're using her. In siege defense, she would need to be a lot faster, and she'd need a little bit more defense. Otherwise, the stats overall are fine, but I'm not just quite sure how you're using her. Bella is... This looks like it's more of a GB10 Bella just based on the speed. For GB10, you're good overall. I'd like to see a little bit more accuracy, but maybe not totally essential. So I think the overall build there is good. Darian is either for GB10 or kind of slow, but you might be using him in R5. I think you've just about got the right stats for R5. So I'm going to take this as an R5 Darian. If that's the case, then he doesn't need all that accuracy. Yeah, with the resistance too, this is definitely an R5 Darian. So yeah, he only needs 15 accuracy for R5. You could take that 50% accuracy out of those stats and put them somewhere else and make him stronger. But to be honest, it really doesn't matter. Now, the one thing with Darian is because you're basically looking for the stats that you have. Like, other than the fact that you have extra accuracy, you've got him built perfectly for R5. He's got the right HP, he's got the right defense, the speed doesn't matter. So because you're looking for those stats, it's a great opportunity to use like tolerance or determination or accuracy or fight, the rift runes. So you get some of those runes from the rift and you put them on Darian, and it makes your overall team better in R5. So for example, I ran a triple tolerance Skogul in my old R5 team, and then all my monsters needed 30% less resistance. And because he's Skogul, the rune set itself was crap. It was like 81% efficiency after being fully grinded. All it was just triple HP runes, and then whatever runes I had with HP and speed subs, like you would normally build a Skogul. But because it was triple resistance, it made my whole team better. So Darian is the same thing. You could put him in triple resistance, or you could put him in triple fight, or some mixture of fight and resistance and enhance, and it makes your R5 team better. So just throwing that out there. The overall build is really good. You just have an opportunity to synergize with your team. Okay, so our Fran is in Violent Energy. Obviously, she's going to be better in Violent Will, but the Violent Energy is fine. I think the overall build here is good. I'd like to see a little bit more attack because her heal scales off of attack, and you don't need quite so much accuracy, although it's certainly nice to have. The Lauren at 251, so we're in Swift Focus. Overall Lauren build is honestly just really solid. I would like to see a little bit more HP if you can get it, considering you're in a Swift build. But that's it. Like, it's a solid Lauren. Obviously, you're going to want, in Swift, you're going to want her faster. This is kind of your target speed in Violent as you move into higher tiers. So not like today, but down the road, your target speed in Violent is going to be 250, 260. Your target speed in Swift is 290 to 300. Thank you very much, guys, who are joining the stream. That's really awesome. I'm glad you're making it, and thank you guys for updating me as well. My YouTube still shows me 47, by the way. So yeah, this software is having some issues today. So really helpful that you guys are letting me know. Okay, so for the Pang, we are missing a rune, so we're not going to review that. For the Jean, we're in Violent Will, which is nice. And the HP and defense are solid. I would like to see more accuracy on her. Resistance, I'm assuming you use the Jean resistance lead, so we're okay with the resistance. I'd like to see a little bit more defense. And that's the two main things. I probably want to see her get to like at least 50 accuracy. I'm sorry, I said defense, I meant speed. So I'd like to see her get to at least 50 accuracy, and I'd like to see her get a little bit more speed. Down the road, more HP would be nice as well, but right now, certainly not essential. Okay, your Jin, I'm not as familiar with him. I believe he's just a straight single target nuker. Am I correct? Blows up array to all enemies. So he's an AoE nuker with AoE glancing. That's actually really nice. Damage by... So this is basically just the Ninja S2, but without stun, right? Oh, so this is the Susano S2. Okay. And then continuous damage. So we've got accuracy checks on all three. We've got some AoE damage. Got it. So we've got accuracy checks on all three of his skills, so we're going to want to see more accuracy. That's the first thing that jumps out to me. I think overall probably would like to see a little bit more speed as well, because his skill 1 is going to scale to speed on the damage. Hey, I apologize. I can't pronounce your name. Hoy, we'll call you Hoy. I apologize. I can't pronounce the name, but thank you for stopping into the stream. And so Team 17K for your Jin, basically, yeah, that's the main thing I see is I'd like to see more accuracy, less resistance. The resistance isn't needed. And then more speed because he's got speed scaling skill 1. Orlando, make sure that you put your bell notifications on for the channel. I post in the morning before I do these. No money. I post in the morning before I do these account reviews that I'm going to be streaming, and then people who comment on the post, they get chosen randomly before the stream. Okay, so your Crow is going to need more crit rate. That pops out immediately. At least get him to 85 crit rate. The rest of the build is actually solid overall. You know he doesn't need the resistance, and so that's the main thing. Transition some resistance to crit rate. Your Mina, you're obviously prepping to 2A her. There goes my air server. Okay. And air server is back. And where's my chat window? Okay, we're back. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate it. So, yeah, I've been having some problems with air server, but I am able to get it restarted quickly now. Rolled your fastest rune, but flat defense. Oh, man, that's rough. What's up, Chanel? I appreciate you stopping by. And, yeah, Team 70K. That actually, 7 runes off 1700 actually sounds pretty good. Okay, so for Mina, I'm assuming that you're prepping to 2A her right now. So if that's the case, she does not need any of that crit rate, because her passive is going to give you 100% crit rate. You can get rid of all that crit rate and use it to boost up her attack, her speed, her crit damage, and so forth. Probably doesn't need quite so much accuracy as well. Since we're almost done with your account review, I'm going to show you my Mina so you have kind of a model of what to look for as soon as I pop out of your account. Actually, so the homunculus is no runes. And then this Naomi, it's actually the same deal, so I'll show you my Naomi as well. You don't need the crit rate, because you're going to have 100% crit rate when the enemy has negative effects, but you do want a lot more damage, a lot more attack. That is really heavy crit damage, by the way. But, oh, I take it back. Naomi's 5-star. That's why your attack is so low, because you haven't actually 6-starred her and 2-8'd her yet. So the attack is going to scale. Never mind. The only thing with Naomi is she doesn't need that much crit damage. She doesn't need that much. Yes, I'm going to show you what Kelly said. I'm not gonna go there on stream, but I am gonna show you my Mina and my Naomi, and I'm gonna try and keep it as a family-friendly stream. So I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. Okay, so here is the Mina. This is kind of where I would target for. Now there's 2 ways to build Mina. I went with a slower, more powerful Mina, so I'm actually an attack crit damage attack. And I get it, 267 is not slow, it's slower. People usually target 300 speed with Mina. But when they target 300 speed with Mina, they often don't hit as hard as mine does. So I targeted for more damage. Mine will hit for about 22,000 damage. It just doesn't always steal first turn. My RTA Mina is actually a little bit stronger, has just slightly more crit damage, but kind of comparable stats. Violent also works for Mina. Actually, Violent Minas are really annoying, but in this case, that was just the runes that I had. Team 17K. I would really have to, I'll jump back in and I'll see if I see a quick arena team for you, but if not, that's something that we could talk about off stream instead, because I know a lot of people have been waiting for the RTA. Good team with Young Hung is like every team, Kenneth. But yeah, particularly anything that benefits from turn cycling, so anything with low cooldowns is going to be really good. It also helps if you have some death prevention or resurrection with it. But seriously, Young Hung is so strong, and with the strip, like Hathor works really well with Young Hung and RTA as well. What was the other one I was going to show you? Naomi. Naomi was the other one. So, oh, my Naomi is not ruined right now. All right. Yeah, Molong works really well with Young Hung as well. So Team 17K, grab me in Discord tomorrow probably, and we'll talk about an arena team actually. Because right now I think if I were to do it on stream, I would just be rushing through it a little bit too quick. You just pulled Dark Pioneer. No, 85 accuracy is all you need for the Wunsa, Alfred. 85 accuracy is all you need for any unit. Okay, guys, so that was the end of the account reviews. I need to take a quick break and actually turn the air conditioning on in here because these lights are really hot. And after this break, we're gonna jump into RTA and we're gonna do some of the RTA. And by the way, yeah, congratulations on the Wunsa. She is crazy OP. Say what? Somebody said say it. He, yes. I swear, the pioneers are women. I don't care what you all say, they're women. They are all women. All right, guys, we're gonna take a quick break. I didn't say there. Okay, I'm gonna stay off of that one actually. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. I'll be back in 2 minutes, and then we're gonna start the RTA. Oh, actually, I'll go ahead and I'll run the Alunia team while we do this break, so you guys can see my Alunia team. Or we'll do Lumel, since that's the one that has the video. So here's the Lumel team. And I am not attracted to the pioneers. I said they're all women. I didn't say they're attractive women. You got it, Team 17K. So guys, I forget who said they missed Brownie. I wonder if the camera will catch this whole thing. Let's see. Here you go. This is Brownie's pillow. Kelly, see, that would be accurate, except I didn't actually go to the restroom, so I know you're not telling the truth. Literally all I did was walk over, turn on the air conditioning, and vape. Do I think Paint or String Master will change meta? The 4-star one definitely won't change the meta. The 5-star one, it's debatable. I mean, honestly, the Beast Riders didn't change the meta. The Beast Riders are very strong, and they entered the meta, but they didn't change the meta. So I'm kind of not really expecting the Art Masters to be as strong as the Beast Masters. That's my guess, is that they won't be. And if they're not, then they certainly won't change the meta. Kenneth, I am going to make more dimensional hole videos. The reason I haven't done them yet is because my other teams are really not very free-to-play friendly. So I need to take a little bit of time to work out better teams for the videos that are going to help more people. That's the main thing. Right now, I'm actually using... Fran, Barbara, and... I'm not sure what a light drunk is, unless it's just somebody who hasn't had enough beer yet, and they'll be a heavy drunk soon. Probably meant light drunken master, though, I think. I was just kidding. What would I say was the last unit that changed the meta? That's a good question. What can you replace Amarna with? Okay, I'm sorry, fan. I was somewhere else in my head for a moment. So you were talking about the Lumal team. You were talking about the Lumal team, and you have the Light Drunken Master. You have Barbara, Fran. So you just want to replace the Amarna. You could replace Amarna, so you would need a 4-star healer cleanser. Or Darien. You could probably do Darien, to be honest. You might also be able to use Tetra. So basically you just need a healer cleanser. It'd be nice if you got some defense break out of it. So I would probably go with Darien. Or Bella. Actually, Bella or Darien. They both work. That would be my answer for you. The biggest meta changers were... the Fran and the Fran being made available to everybody, and the Lauren buff. Those were the biggest meta changers by far. That changed everything. Hey, thanks. I appreciate it from Vietnam. Can I do a light rift run? Yeah, I did promise you I'd do light rift. So we'll pop into there before we go to RTA. Oh, yeah, Angelito nailed it. That's who I was trying to think of. 2A Vigor would also work. You could use Vig... I think I might prefer the Darien and the Bella because they're skill 1. I'd probably prefer the Bella because you get skill 1 defense break and some extra healing. But the 2A Vigor is going to give you some nice additional crit resistance and heal block there as well. Hawkfrost, yeah, we'll talk when I'm getting ready to do that video for sure. I've got several free-to-play teams. They're just slow. Can you change Talia to Diva? No, you can. I mean, you can. Yes, you just wouldn't get the same score. Diva doesn't really do what Talia does here, honestly. Talia is she's a huge damage dealer and single target damage, where Diva's meant for more AoE, so she just doesn't do the same level of damage, basically. But it would work. I mean, the team would honestly work. It just would score lower. That's all. 60. Mama Moo, I missed part of that conversation. I wasn't sure what you were saying everybody had to pull. Who can you sub for the front right is Brandia. So Brandia's role is basically any monster that does big single target damage and scales to enemy negative debuffs. So I'll show you a couple of options that you could substitute for Brandia. DL, there's nobody you could well, let me say it like this. You could I don't know why you would need to sub Mav because it's a 3-star monster, but if you wanted to sub Mav, Wuchi, Dark Homunculus, Jamaire all have skill cooldowns. It's just their own skill cooldowns are longer than Mav's, so Mav is actually better than them for this purpose. But you could use any of those 3 in his place, or you could simply just throw in an extra damage dealer and you would just have a lower score. The role that Mav serves here is basically to Yeah, the role that Mav serves here is basically to cool down everybody's skills. No, guys, so I've tested Mav in triple fight, and he's definitely better in violent fight. The same is true of Ergar. Violent fight is also better. And then my Crow is Rage Destroy. The Sabrina is Violent Fight. The Talia is Fatal Shield. And this is actually the weaker Talia. That's probably why the score was low. I have the one with 100 crit rate. And I was rotating between the two. I think the Rage Talia is better here. And then we have, obviously, the Brandia right here as well. So, in place of Brandia, there's a lot of different monsters you could use. It's honestly anybody that does big single target damage that scales to enemy harmful effects. So, Orang is one option. You see damage dealt to enemy harmful effects is increased by 50%, but it's not 50% per negative debuff. It is just 50%. So if we look for, where is it? Here we go. The Argon is going to do 25% for each harmful effect on the enemy. So we'll go ahead and do a run with Argon, and you'll be able to kind of compare right here. Is it the wrong? I thought I changed Talia, Xander. I'll double check that. Curtis, if you don't have Ergar, you could get away with Fran. You just lose your attack lead, so it's going to be a lower score. But Ergar, honestly, no. The comp kind of changes without Ergar. Hey, Demetrius, glad you're able to make it. Yeah, glad you're able to make the stream, Demetrius. And Curtis, yeah, the comp really is going to change without the Dark Vampire Lord Ergar. Hey, Sky, I don't know if you're still in the stream. I just saw you say goodnight in Guild, so if you're still in the stream, good night. Alright, so I slowed it down so you can kind of see the damage here. So, actually, why don't we do this? Okay, so from the Argon, we got 140. We'll come through here a little bit. Let's speed this back up until we get there. Okay, so we get the Mav cooldown right here, which turn cycles everybody. Now the Crow is going to do 900, and here's the Argon, which did, I believe that was 420. He is 500 ancient coins. So my Brandia there would have done like 600 or 700 compared to the 420 of Argon, and so obviously when you move down to a Nat 4, it's slightly lower scores, but it still did enough damage. I mean, if you see this team's going to finish around 9.1 million, and that was even switching in the Argon, and it's just on a random auto run. All right, I believe we are ready for me to get wasted at RTA. Zhao Lin is an option. She's not my favorite option. She's a little bit less reliable, but she is an option. Basically, anybody that's going to scale to enemy negative harmful debuffs is what you're looking for, though. New to the game and just got Giants under a minute. Jose, I'd probably recommend you continue farming Giants for a little while and just build up some stronger runes. Shlee, I don't think you need a blessing. When you're only 8 days into the game, the odds of a dupe, I mean, it's really unfortunate you already pulled one, but I would trade in the dupe Camilla. You don't really need a dupe Camilla just yet, but I would not buy the blessing. Instead, I would look for some really strong runes in the ancient coin shop. So you would come in here, sorry, the ancient crystal shop, and focus on like, just be really careful. Ask for advice, because I can't go through a whole thing on stream. Just ask for advice before you buy a rune from this shop, from somebody that you trust or who has experienced. But that's what I would do if I got a dupe a week into the game. I would trade it for the ancient crystals and then get runes. Water Kung Fu Girl does not hit harder than Argon, Giacomo. I've actually tested them both, and even I've got Zalin even in Rage Runes, and she doesn't hit as hard as my Argon. Let's see what to do. Also, Zalin doesn't have... She hits about the same. I should say she hits about the same as Argon, but Argon adds 3 debuffs that Zalin does not add. So it's more that he balances the team better. They do about the same damage, and he balances the team better. That's probably the better way to say it. She's not as useful as Argon. I know I spent 300 coins in Dark Vampire Lord. Okay, Curtis. Yeah, so you're on your way towards getting him then. At 300 coins, you should actually need 40 more pieces. And what's up, Susipto? I'm glad you made it. Thank you for stopping by the stream. And, oh, there we go. That's the one I was looking for. Logan, yeah, my tip is if 7 years playing and your Giants are 2.5 minutes, my tip is log on more because you haven't logged on that much. How is plus 135 speed for an RTA Julie? I want to say that sounds slow. I want to say that sounds about 12 speed slow to me, Deathwing, but I don't run that particular cleave, so I'm not sure. What I'm thinking about is in context of speed tuning my own arena team. So if you were to look at my team right here, my Odin is 238, my Bastet is 294, and my Bastet is actually not speed tuned. She's already too fast. It's possible for me to get cut. 238 speed tunes with 291. And so when I boosted my Bastet speed, I broke the speed tuning. So I'm thinking if your Bastet's somewhere around 300, then you're probably about 10 speed slow on your Julie. I could run it in the optimizer, or when I do the speed tuning video, you'll see how. DL, that's awesome. Congratulations. I'm assuming the 6K was 6 million, but congratulations. All right, so if you guys want to see, well, I think it's time for the main event. Let's go to RTA. So here we go. I dropped a little bit. It looks like I'm ranked 2,300 right now. So here's my record for the season, and 2,300 is actually G2 level, so the top 2,500 would be G2, but I'd need to be at 1,750, I believe, in order to reach G2. So what we need today is 50 points. 50 points and we'll get to G2. Curtis, you cannot use scrolls, and of course we start off with Hathor, because you guys know how much I love Hathor. So, but we're doing a new counter against Hathor now. We're now using Ganny Daphnis. G1 should be top 1%, but you're right. 1K is G2. I think G1 is 1% though, isn't it? All right, so we'll go with Barbara. And Fran. That's how I lost so many points on the last stream for trying to use Beelzebub. This is not a place for Beelzebub yet. Look at that. See, as soon as there, no, this is definitely not the place for Beelzebub. Sorry, guys. This would have been a good place for, so are we going to ban the Chiwu? Yeah. So I can force him to ban Rika. Do I want to do that? Probably not. I think we go here. And he's going to ban the Fran, so I've got to ban the Hathor. He'll take first turn, and he'll nuke me out. That's not going to work. I've got to ban the Chiwu, and I think I lost this one. Yeah, I lost this one. Take the accuracy lead. Yeah, this is definitely a loss on my side. I told you guys I'm terrible on stream. All right, so let's see if we can get a stun. We did. That's nice. Hathor's gonna cut. The Vigor's gonna kill the Daphnis, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah, Vigor is way better than Escher. Oh, Daphnis survived! That's why you build a tanky Daphnis. That is why you build the tanky Daphnis. Now, here's the question. What do I do? I think I just kill the Verd because he's not going to get any buffs up. And now I've got my buff up, so we're good. Okay. Okay, that worked out nicely. Oh, what a proc. What a proc. Hey Zane, congratulations on TOA 99. I can show you a team for it in a little bit. All right, let's see if we can get this Lauren down. There we go. All right, if you guys want to see the Daphnis, it's very different than Ace's build. Here's the Daphnis. He is a little bit of a trap Daphnis, but I still didn't expect him to survive through that defense break. Yeah, Mamalu, I didn't think I would survive that Vigor. I got lucky. I really think I did. It'd be hard for me to do triple Beast Rider just yet, simply because the Savannah, here's my Savannah skills, here's my Savannah runes. Oh, that reminds me, I forgot to rune Tyrannus. I was going to rune Tyrannus for this stream, and I completely forgot. I did, Susipto. I got Savannah like a week ago. It was the hardest I could have outsped with Fran Lead Mina. I didn't want to outspeed. That was the whole point. I wanted to take second turn. Curtis, it is never worth it to Devilmon any 4-star monster. The Devils are just too valuable. I would never do it. Thank you, Emerald. I appreciate it. Okay, guys, we're gonna do a quick optimizer lesson here. Let me set up for my Tyrannus. I never answered your question, Kelly. Yes, I'll marry you. What was the question? Sorry, I must have missed it. Rune crafting, which is best, violence, swift, or will? Okay, that's a good question. Good night, Team 17K. Thanks for stopping by. So here's the deal with rune crafting. In general, there's like 2 ways to play the game. You can either go for all-out focus on one type of rune and become like dominant in that rune. So for example, Ace, he farms only giants. He goes for the fastest swift runes, and he is crazy, crazy fast. I can't even come close to his speed, which is why he crushes me every time in RTA. So when you focus on just one type of rune, you're going to have like a ton of really good monsters, but obviously you're just going to have that one type of rune as your primary rune. The other option is to go with kind of balanced farming, where you farm all 3 dungeons, and that's what I do. So I mix it up. I do roughly equal amounts of farming in all 3 dungeons, which gives me a little bit more depth than the other rune sets, but it means I'm a little bit lower on the top end, not as fast. So depending on your game style or your strategy, your preferred way to play, let's say, If you're just going for like RTA and be the fastest you can, then I would probably focus primarily on crafting Swift. If you're looking to try and balance things out, then I would mix it up between Swift and Violent, about 50-50, and then mix in some will runes if you're short on will runes. Okay, so we are going to... actually, I imported already, so we're going to go ahead and build our Tyrannus so you guys can see what my process is for this. And I'm not going to put him in necessarily the best rune set I can because it takes forever to run the optimizer and I don't want to break other monsters. But I do want to show you how I do this. So we're going to go Violent, Will, with a focus. Deathwing, okay. Okay, so here's what I'll do. I'm going to set up the optimizer and run it while you and I do our match. I thought you hadn't wanted to. So we're going to go speed, defense, HP. What is... oh. Crit rate. That's the other thing we need for Tyrannus. We're going to do a search depth of 60. I already ran my runes earlier. I got a little bit of an idea of what we can do. So we're going to look for 2,400, 20,000, 210, and 60. We are going to exclude Oki, Barbara, Fran, and Lauren. We're going to use locked runes, and we'll optimize. DL, it's just, I used so many of my accuracy runes already with Barbara and Masha, so the violence set wasn't going to be as good. But yeah, I haven't used Masha in weeks. I probably need to take the runes off of Masha and maybe even just swap them over to Daphnis, or most of them. But okay, so let's go back to here, and we'll start a quick... You finally de-runed Oki. It's funny because I still haven't de-runed Oki, but I have stopped using him. I've almost completely stopped using him, and as a result, I've been winning a lot more fights. So there you go. Once I stopped using Oki and Masha, I just started like shooting up the rankings. Oki is just so RNG based, and then he's rage inducing. So you lose the first 3 fights because he fails accuracy checks, and then you lose the next 3 fights because you're pissed at those failed accuracy checks. Okay, so whoops. Okay, Deathwing. Let's just go ahead and do our Goodwill. Create a room. We're gonna call this XG. XGG. All right, Deathwing, pop in. I think it's interesting, Ace, that you made it back to Guardian as soon as you de-ruined Oki as well. Oki is like a crazy strong monster when he works, but he just doesn't work enough. That's the real issue. By the way, guys, I know this was a dick move. Deathwing didn't notice that I can just go ahead and ban Asima. But I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it, but I snuck that pre-ban in there. Just so I could ban Asima. Nah, that's not fair. We're going to ban something. Here we go. We're going to ban something completely random. You've got 6 Mons ruined, and I was going to ban the Asima. Nice. Well, I know for sure you're cleaving me. Starts off with Samantha, but he flashes the Leona. What are you trying to... I'm not sure exactly where we're going with this. You got me nervous now. Definitely not Demon time. Demon is countered completely by Samantha. So guys, just for those of you who don't understand, or I shouldn't say understand, for those of you who don't know the demon well, his passive has a 5-turn cooldown on it. So all you have to do is reset him and kill him, and then he's gone and he does nothing. And Samanth obviously has skill reset, so that creates a big problem. Okay, we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go here. This is true, Hawkfrost, although how he would flash it on my screen, I'm not entirely sure. Nice, Kelly, thank you. You've got that Lucian, but yeah, you're kind of, you've got the Lucian and the Samanth. Okay, well, you no longer have the Lucian. Sorry about that. It is a triple revenge verge, yeah. One and done? Yeah, one and done, okay. To be fair, guys, he was flexing his double Asimas before. Good night, Deathwing. I appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate the RTA match too. It's I have a really strong anti-cleave team, so I appreciate you stopping by though. Here's the Verd if you were wondering. It's triple revenge Verd. And I think we're caught up, so let's go ahead with our next fight. Oops, here we go. No. I could have sworn it was top 1%. Okay, it's my bad. 2,500. I don't know why I thought it was 1%. Is that... maybe that's Special League? Now I at least... I'm wrong, but at least there was a basis for my being wrong, so I feel better. What? Something froze? Because it's showing is working on my screen. Alright, so I'll restart air server as soon. Oh, it's back. Okay. Alright, now I'm confused. I've got to pick something here. What do I pick? We'll do this. So obviously he's got to do that. And how about this? It was kind of a panic pick because I was busy trying to figure out how the screen crashed. Not RNG. I picked the Oki to reset the Vela because it was the first thing I saw. All right, I think we do that. Yeah. Yeah, Oki is not going to be like an everyday pick for me, trust me, or an every fight pick for me. It was just when you guys were like it crashed, I was looking at my air server. Okay, Kelly, I'll jump back into the Goodwill room after this. That is a lot of buffs. And that was a strong Velajewel. Kind of a bad gamble on his part, though. He really should have put up the immunity. Am I clear? I think I'm clear enough. We're going to go at that Amelia now. Wow, I didn't break the shield. Oh, that's nice. Can we drop Amelia? That Bastet might have just caught up to me, though. The Bastet did catch up to me. I thought that might happen. That's okay. Actually, that works out really well for me because it lets me clear the defense break. Can we stun the Velajul as well? We did. Oh, the proc out. Alright, what do we do here? I think we're going to start working on Can we sleep? Can we sleep the Amelia? Perfect. We get another heal on the Diana. That's nice. Is it worth trying for the reset? It is worth it. It's a low chance, but yeah, resist. So I stripped the will and got resisted anyway. Go figure. Oh! Crap, my bad. I didn't think he was caught up to me there. I'd rather stun this Vela. It's a long shot, but let's try it. Yeah. Glancing hit. That was fair. Okay, reduce the Amelia attack bar. Get the attack buff up. I read the speed tuning right, did I? Yeah, I read the speed tuning right. Okay. No, I read it wrong. I read the attack bars wrong, although I didn't have a lot of choice there. All Velas have some damage since the buff. Oh man, that thing is squishy. I should have been going for him from the start. There you go. 2 stuns for, well, I guess 2 stuns for Oki was fair. That was fair. Vela's skill 2 got buffed a few, he got buffed a while. Oh, and the proc. That's good game. That's GG. Oh man, I had a chance. Now I have no damage though. There's not really anything I can do here. Yeah, that's game. Yeah, Vela's quite dangerous now. So speaking of, we're gonna ban the Vela. I'm ready for you now, Kelly. Bans the Rauk. Nice. It's called XGG, Maxis. Alright, first pick, we'll go here. Are you cleaving me, or are we doing... So that's not a cleave. That's interesting. Why do I feel like you're going to pick Garo? Hey, Bay. Thanks for making it by. I'm doing well. How about yourself? I feel like you're going to pick Garo, but we're going to go Beast Riders. We're going to do Beast Riders here. Ah, I see what you did there. That's why I was trying to keep myself a little more balanced. Okay, so you're gonna... What are you planning to do? What are you planning to do? Alright, well, everybody wants to see him, so he's gonna pop out and make his appearance here. And if I can, I guess I wanted Wusa, but we're gonna use the Amelia instead. Yeah, I figured you were gonna strip, so we'll dump the stripper. We're good with that. Take the demon attack lead, because that's what you all want to see. This should be an interesting fight. I just meant to say we'll take the demon, but yeah, obviously it's the only attack lead. How did my... Wow. Hey, Rana, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. What's the accuracy on your Varad? My Amelia's max resistance. Are you going to catch... Oh, the proc, too. Yep, you got me. Alright, so let's work on this. And... Oh, what do we do here? What do we do here? That's what I figured was going to happen. Alright, so at least we got our immunity up here. So I need a Beelzebub proc is what I need. Very badly need a Beelzebub proc. Didn't get one though. What do I do here? I think we do this. That was good. That was what we needed. So we do that. Can I get a freeze? Got the freeze and got Masha back. Okay. Varad is not uncommon in RTA. You actually do see him from time to time. Can we get another freeze? Can you guys hear Brownie going crazy in the background? I'm upstairs in a different room now, so I don't know if it carries through, but she's going off. Oh, Masha crits. Yeah, Brownie is not a quiet one. And she's more chilled now than she used to be. She used to be really bad. Now she's like almost 11. Good game, Kelly. That was pretty nice. She's loud and clear. Nice. That was a nice team. You surprised me when I outsped the Bastet, but the resistance on the Bastet was really good. Alright, so Hawk Frost is cleaving, so let's go ahead and pre-ban the Bastet. Brownie's just a rescue. She has like no breed at all. She's either 10 or 11. I got her when she was 1, and I don't know the exact age. You don't own Bastet, so what you're saying is I'm kind of in trouble because you just pre-banned my Vanessa. I burned myself with this pre-ban. I think I'm going to lose then, because I'm not built to survive this, yeah. What do I do here? Okay, we need this for sure. And we need this for sure. Why did I let you pre-ban that? That was fun, Kelly. Okay, I'll call Brownie up after the fight, for sure. Okay, so we're going to do this. And this, I think. And we'll get rid of that. Ooh, you gave me a chance. Thank you. I'm not sure why you gave me a chance, but I appreciate you doing it.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Did you guys hear Alexa? She apparently... Alexa, stop. She apparently thought I was talking to you. Or she thought I was talking to her. No, it was the Verd. He needed to ban the Verd. I can show you some fights where my Verd was hit 8 times in a row and didn't revenge. But in this case, you gave me 4 AoEs. It was going to revenge you at least once. I showed Asa a fight where they hit Verd 8 times and he didn't revenge once. But, I mean, honestly, like, your entire team is AoE. Okay, that one was kind of gross, though. Now it's streamer luck. Now Verd's going off. Yeah, exactly. He uses all of his revenges on the fight that doesn't count because it's not ranked. Tetra, Tetra is basically, she gives you AoE heal, she has a cleanse and a shield, and then she reduces negative effects by 1 every turn. So she was a little bit of a counter to the Belinus there. That's why I banned the Varad and let the Belinus stay in. Yeah, trust me, my triple revenge Verd doesn't normally do that either. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Cancel out. Let's see if I've got one with, I think there was one in here recently. This one? Yeah, this one, I think they hit, whoops, not sure. This one, I think he hit my Verd like 4 times and it never revenged. Exactly, Goodwill contest. This was actually an interesting little 2-fight set against this G2. I picked really bad in this first battle. So I did pick Oki, and for some strange reason he banned Oki, which was in my favor. But so there's the first hit on Verd, no revenge. There's 2. There's 3. There's 4. I still won the fight, but he never revenged. So, my Antares hasn't proc since 2018. Like, so this first fight was the one I actually picked wrong. That Rika was just like an awful pick. I completely panicked. I didn't panic, but I didn't think of Juno. Like at that point, I was thinking I could ban the Fran. I picked Rika. He picked Juno, and he just completely crushed me in the pick ban stage. It was just a bad pick. So I matched the exact same guy the next time, and I had more of an idea of what he was doing, and I changed up my picks to bring in the Verd, knowing that he was afraid of Oki, and wound up winning the second one. And so I mentioned that just kind of as like an example of the pick ban. So this is the XGG is the room if you wanted to try, Ryan. And while we're waiting for Ryan to come in, for those of you who came into the stream late, just so you know, we've got a Discord server. I put the link in the chat right now. If you haven't joined, please do join the Discord server. And also channel memberships are up, and like I said, I'm not going to hard sell these, but if anybody, I've had some people ask, so if you're interested in doing a channel membership, they are available now. And obviously very much appreciated for anybody who does. Ryan, just go to the Goodwill contest room and look for XGG. John Wick, that's funny because I actually just watched John Wick 3 this afternoon. Well, I actually watched all 3 John Wick movies just now. John Wick, are you Ryan? Oh, Nesha, I didn't even read this side. So Nesha asked to work to RTA first. So we're gonna do Nesha real quick, and then yeah, guys, you get to be in green like Ace, and you get the Bub Crown, and then you get the Masha emote, and it upgrades to the Masha one later. All right, I don't want to face Sekhmet this time. We're gonna ban Sekhmet. Hey, T4N, I appreciate it. Welcome and thank you. And nice from the Philippines. All right, so let's see. Are you cleaving or are you playing? If you're not cleaving, I'm going to go with some weaker monsters. Okay, you're cleaving. Never mind. So we're going to bring out Vanessa, and then you can't have that Garo. DL RTA you also. So guys, maybe, I mean, if you want to just do RTA through chat, I'm cool with that too. I have not been to Brazil, Pedro, although I did live in Mexico for a few years. Bust out the Wedjet, huh? Alright, I feel like we're gonna go with Bulwark. Somebody, you know what, you guys? You asked me if Iris is good for RTA, so let's bring out Iris as well. What in the... Puedo hablo español, pero solo muy un poquito. Dude, busting out the double LDs. I haven't spoken Spanish in about 5 years, and my Spanish was terrible back then. En verdad no puedo hablo español. Alright. Let's do this and this. Pero no mucho. Sí, pero muy un poquito. Hola, hello. Hey, hi, how you doing? Puedo orden en el restaurante. Solo esto. Where are we at? Leader skills? Yeah, leader skills. Okay. Your spouse is Mexican? My second wife was Mexican, yeah. I read Spanish better than I speak it by far. By far. But my accent is obviously awful. I haven't spoken any Spanish at all in 5 years, and I couldn't really speak it at all for there you go, Hawk Frost. It's actually not untrue. Okay, DL, I'll accept it after I basically lose this one. I'm about to get rocked. Oh, leave my Iris alone. That's not nice. Why you gotta go after Iris? Okay, we don't like Draco. Let's get rid of this Draco. Yeah, the account review part is over, Chan. Alright, so who do we need to silence here? I think we need to, actually, we don't need to silence anybody. What we need to do is some strips. So, T4N, you're basically going to just keep working on advancing through raid. I'd say the main key here is that you don't want fails. So if you're able to move up in raid, then you should absolutely do it. But you shouldn't move up until you can do it without failing. All right. Wedjet needs to chill. Thank you for that. That works out nicely. Now, don't kill my Vanessa, if you could, please. I'd rather not have Vanessa die. Thank you very much. And let's take some health from here. Let's do this. I'm going to get countered, of course. You're getting cleaved, but I'm getting LD5, Dace. I'm getting, like, wrecked by LD5s and Fenyangs and Mihos. Mihos and LD5 also, I think. Oh, no, 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 no! I really needed that, Oh, double resisted. Resisted twice. Is it worth it to build a BJ4? Pedro, I would actually say it is. Because you're building yourself in the right direction anyway. So I would do it personally. Oh no, the proc! Not the proc! That hurt. Oh, and you get the stun. Alright, I think we need the Fenyang health. That helps a little bit. Jose, the optimizer I use is called Summoner's War Optimizer. I'll put a link in after this RTA battle. Yeah, so here's the only thing about building that BJR4 team. If you have a stable R5 team and you're free to play, then can I steal this? Because if I can steal this, it's GG. Oh yeah, baby. There it is. So if you have a stable R5 team, then building BJ. Okay, so if you have a stable R5 team and you're free to play, then the speed of the runs doesn't matter as much, and I would stay with R5. But if you're not free to play, then the speed of the runs matters, and I would go to BJR4. That would be the difference for me. Because honestly, the drops in BJR4 are not that much different than the drops in BJ5. So if you can do the runs in half the time or less, I would rather do that. But you're going to be draining crystals really fast. That was kind of the point I was making. Okay. Oh well, if you're free to play but you haven't done R5, then I would just go. Yeah, then go into the BJR4 is fine. If you haven't built an R5 team yet, then I would build a BJR4. That'll be fine. Chan, I can't remember. I'm reading back on the chat now. If I didn't answer the account review is over now. So, okay, guys, I think we're gonna take a quick restroom break, and then we're gonna come back and beat DL. And don't worry, Kelly, we'll mute the microphones just for you. Let me go ahead and I'll run an Alunia run just so you guys have some. Or do you want Alunia? Actually, I'll do a Ice Rift. We're gonna do a teaser. I'm gonna be working on a better team for Ice Rift, but this is the team that I'm using right now. I'll be right back. Come here, Shacky. Come here. Come here. All right, guys. This is Shacky. Hi, Shacky. Say hello. Shacky. There you go, puppy. Shacky's too big to bring. She thinks she's a lapdog, but she's really not. Shacky's not for sale, if that's what you were talking about. Wow, what happened on this run? This team shouldn't fail. Oh well. Yeah. Well, so you guys got to watch the team fail. That's nice. I can't remember the last time that team failed. Oh, that's a good idea for the video, Ace. Oh, did I have a monster unruined? Let's see. That would be why it failed, yeah. I must have de-ruined a ring. Oh, hey, Rex. Okay, it was a fun RTA. You almost had me, Rex. Legit, you almost had me. So let me jump back in now. I owe DL a match. It sounds like DL just beat Ace. So are you going to run the gamut today, DL? And I don't know why Brownie didn't come upstairs, but now Shacky's by my side begging for love. Hey, Austin, you made it. Okay, Shacky. It's too bad this webcam doesn't move easily. If you could see the look she's giving me right now. There she is. Hi, Shackers. Hi, Shackers. Alright, probably not what half of you are waiting to see. Hey, Jason. Hey, John. Okay, so DL, you're cleaving, right? Let's get rid of this deafness. Yeah, Shacky's my big baby. We rescued her when she was like 2 months old, and so that was actually when I was living in Mexico. We found her outside an Oxo. She had just been torn up by some bigger dogs, and she was a terrible puppy. She here you go. We'll start off with the demon. She didn't like people at all because she had been abused. And it took quite a while to teach her just to like to be touched. So she's had more training than most other dogs. And we just built like a strong bond when she was a puppy. I agree with you, Jason, all the way. I agree with you. Alright, what are we going to do here? I guess we'll do this. I probably shouldn't have done that demon. I really set myself up to get wrecked here, didn't I? That demon was not the ideal pick. I know this. How fast is your Bastet? I'm sure she's faster than mine. I'm sure you're going to outspeed me. Okay, Shacky, go to bed. Go to bed. Come on, go to bed. Go to bed. It's okay. That's why I can't bring the girls onto stream, because as soon as I call them over, they're like, wait, you owe me attention. Alright, so Beelzebub's back. Miho will get a counter. Can't do anything to your Julie, I don't think, right? Nope. Yeah, we're wrecked. We are wrecked. Can I kill the Lucian? Can I kill the Lucian? I cannot kill the Lucian. Alright, where do I go here? I guess I go with this. Oh! Uh-oh. That's not good. I should have stunned your Lucian, huh? I thought I would kill it with a skill 1. Bub not OP. I still lost, Ace. Yeah, I should have stunned. I thought the skill 1 was going to be enough to kill it. I was saving the stun for Bastet because she's going to do that right there. Oh! What do I do? Well, now I need to heal. So I can't take the attribute disadvantage. I do take that. Let's stun that. Let's do that. I need more healing here, though. This is going too slow. I'm healing up too slowly. Timodius, I will fight you after this, by the way. Oh, nice counter. Nice counter. Okay, can we do... We got the stun, but... Nice, nice, nice. Is your Bastet not skilled up? Or no, you're just trying to get me low enough. That's what it is. Okay. Yeah, but all he did was prolong the fight, basically. I don't think Garo's gonna win. Well, maybe. Actually, okay. Garo did win. That's what I get for first picking, yeah, Garo OP. That was really close, actually. You had him at like 1 health like 6 times. Yeah, that lack of skill up was really hurting you, because you had me there a couple of times, but you couldn't get out the skill 2. Alright, so should I ban Beelzebub here? That'd be kind of funny if I did. We'll ban Gianna. The demon actually did win that fight. I mean, Garo won the fight, but yeah, I'll give you that. The demon definitely won that fight. The only thing is my normal anti-cleave team would have been a lot safer. But yeah, the demon definitely won that one. So you banned my Vanessa, so you're trying to cleave as well here. This pre-ban was just a really bad idea for me, wasn't it? No, the demon's on violent. It's an ice stick with a Aspire Triton 2. I tried him on Vamp, Kelly. He was awful on Vamp. I've tried him on like 10 different builds. Vamp was the worst of them, though. For R5 Crow, I would go Rage Blade, probably. Oh, I tried to show you the Gemini runes. Josephine can do some work here. See, Josephine can do some work. The only thing actually stunned now is Rock. Or Rauk. I think you got me, actually. I think you got me. You got it, Ryan. I will pick them slowly. I'll tell you what they do also. Oh, let's do this. Sleep? No sleep? That's it. That's GG. I would so I don't have that many runes picked, Ryan, but I'll try not to pick the strongest runes. Or the strongest rune monsters, obviously. Oh, nice proc. Wait. Do I give you the Rika? No, we gotta keep the Rika alive. Update notice, huh? Okay. We'll have to check that update notice then. Oh, nice proc again. And the Lauren lived! Uh-oh! That's not good. Yep, Rika's gone. Bye-bye, Rika. I'll check the notice right after this, don't worry. Hey, Virgio. Good game. Good game. You got me on this. There's nothing I can do here. It's beyond a miracle. You got me on this. Why do you ask, Bill Tuck? Oh, actually, maybe Triana. I'm 41. I'm at the high end of that Xennial generation. Good game, Timotheus. I really thought you had me there. That was close. That was really close. All right, let's check this update notice. Let's see what these new monsters are gonna look like. Where is media? I forget. Here it is, media. Okay, notice. Nice. So we got the two edges of the Xennial generation covered. All right. I think I need to. Whoop, that's not the thing I need to move. Is that locked? Here we go. Okay, we'll get that off the side of the screen so you guys can see. All right, Art Master, Fire Support. I think I can zoom in the screen. Hang on. Let's see. There we go. How's this? All right. Art Master, Fire Support, Skill 1, attacks the enemy to decrease the attack bar by 30%. So it's a generic Skill 1, very common. Scroll Trap. Seals the enemy in the scroll, leaving the enemy out of the battle for a designated period of time. The duration of the seal increases according to your attack speed. If all enemies are sealed, the target with the least duration time will be released. So here's the deal. This is like a boosted version of stun because it sounds like you can't cleanse the heal, but it depends on how long it actually lasts. Like, that has the potential to be OP, or it just has the potential to be slightly... Hey, Ryan, thanks for stopping by. I'm kind of... okay, Ryan, I'll catch you on Discord. I'm kind of torn on this one. It has the potential to be really OP, but it depends on implementation. So, leaving the enemy out of the battle for a designated period of time... So if it's out of the battle, like you guys said, it can't be attacked. But, I mean, imagine, like, if you took Triana out of the battle, that's more than a skill reset because she can't violent proc back. And then they can't violent proc, so it's a violent counter. It's a violent counter, actually. Whoops, let's do that. Okay, yeah, that seems really strong, and that's the skill 2. So what's the skill 3? Attacks all enemies to remove all of their beneficial effects and increases the attack power. AoE strip plus attack buff. Alright, that is a strong monster. So it's an AoE strip plus attack buff, although I will say there's no attack bar reduction, so it's going to be a... No, see, DL, you're saying Tiana on steroids, but see, here's the thing. There's no attack bar boost on it. So, it's not quite as strong. I actually think Tiana is probably still a little bit stronger. It's the obvious blend that we've been waiting for forever. Yeah, no, it's no attack. So kind of like, you know what this would pair really well with would be Veligul. So like you do your AoE strip and then you have a swift Veligul and you wind up with attack buff and 3-turn immunity. That would pair really well. And then you wrap back around and you seal the enemy's Dispeller, so that, or the enemy's Stripper. Yeah, it works good with Ganny. Yeah, it's all gonna, let's see if there's stats down here. No stats. So I agree with you, it's going to depend on base speed, but I wouldn't say it all depends on base speed, because look at Tiana is still very usable with 96 base speed. So it could wind up being I suspect it's going to be a slow unit. I don't think it's going to be crazy fast. Alright, let's look at the water one. Same really generic skill 1. Skill 2, attacks all enemies to remove all beneficial effects granted and to increase the chance of landing a glancing hit for 2 turns. So that skill 2 is basically like the Volantis skill 3, and it's an elemental monster. AoE strip with glancing. 50% will probably go to 70% through activation. It's 50%, but you can figure it's going to be skilled up. So I assume it'll go to at least 70% through activation. And you're doing it on 4 monsters. Now, granted, he's not element neutral. So, but still, that's skill 2. That's really strong. Okay, skill 3. When enemies remove harmful effects. Oh my... Whoa! When enemies remove harmful effects, the attack bar of all allies will be increased by 25%. It's a strip counter. It's a strip counter. Oh, nice. That is so needed. That is so needed. Okay, I think I have my new most wanted monster right now. Okay. They do actually counter each other a little. Cleanse counter? Oh! Cleanse. Okay. Yeah, I'm still thinking about the fire one. You're right. Okay. Okay, I totally read that wrong. When enemies remove harmful effects. So when the enemy cleanses, you attack bar boost. That's nowhere near what I was first thinking. Actually, in that case, I feel like the water one is kind of like a so-so monster. No, I wouldn't say that's bonkers. I mean, Vert is 40% attack bar boost. Abellio cuts. It's not nearly as powerful as I was first thinking. It's still a good monster. I mean, he's still got AoE strip with glancing, some attack bar manipulation. He's a good monster, but I don't feel like he's broken or anything. Yeah, but it's only a 25% attack bar boost, and although it is a passive. It is a passive. I mean, he's going to play nicely as like a imagine him against Amelia, you know. Tetra. I wonder, no, Tetra's just cooldown. But I wonder if monsters like Chow or Dark Druid. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. But I wonder if like the self-cleansing is going to boost it also. Yeah, Camilla also, like, monsters that self-cleanse. I mean, Pater. Thank you, Pater. Yeah. So that would be interesting. I can't imagine that it's per effect because Magnum says per effect already. So, like, Magnum says 25% per effect. They wouldn't phrase him differently. I think it's just, like, an overall, when somebody cleanses, the whole team boosts. Okay, so the wind one, yeah, per effect, it's like turning your entire team into Magnum. Yeah, I mean, there's some translation errors there, but I can't imagine something that turns your whole team into Magnum. That's just too powerful. But if it activates on self cleansers, he's gonna be a beast to deal with against, like, I mean, just using him to counter anything that self cleanses. Chow, Camilla, Pater, all of them. It's going to be rough. Okay, so the Wind one, again, has the same generic skill 1. It's like the Dryad skill 1, basically. Not exactly, but kind of on par with it. So skill 2, attacks all enemies. So he has the same skill 2 as the water. So the wind has the same skill 2 as the water, which actually is really interesting also, because now you have it in 2 elements. And then the skill 3, attacks all enemies 3 times to decrease their attack bar by 50% with each attack, and increases the skill cooldown time by 1 turn if the target's attack bar is 0. It doesn't say irresistible, Austin. It's 100% activation, but it's not irresistible. So attacks all enemies 3 times to decrease attack bar by 50%, increase the skill cooldown time by 1 turn. But he's wind. So, I mean, like, what would he counter? Like, he's not going to do much for you on Perna, for example. Well, I mean, he will, but, you know, you get glancing. Like, Samanth, that's what he count. He's going to wreck Samanth. He'll wreck Samanth. And Theo. Yeah, he'll wreck Theo. It's still really good. The base stats are going to matter a lot with these guys. Like, if the base stats are really high, then they're going to be really strong. But I don't feel like they're crazy. Yeah, great. Bub got nerfed even more. Just what we needed. Dark Demon gets nerfed even more. Thank you, Come to us. Who didn't see that coming? Yeah, it'll wreck Bub. Especially depending on their multipliers, because if he's actually able to kill them at the same time. I don't know. I mean, I feel like the Beast Riders are stronger, but I don't feel disappointed. I feel like these monsters are really in the mold of the game where they're going to wind up being specific counters. And they might be broad counters because they're strong, but they're not like auto win. So I'm kind of excited for them so far. I feel like they're pretty well balanced. Strong, but balanced. Okay, so light attack, once again, same generic first skill. Second skill, seals the enemy, so it's the same second skill as the fire monster. You want to touch what, Austin? Okay, so the the light attack seals the enemy in the scroll, leaving them out of town, leaving them out of the battle for a designated period of time, basically out of town. Duration of the seal increases according to your... So it's the exact same thing. So the skill 3 must be the special one here. Draws a giant dragon to attack all enemies. The attack cannot be counterattacked, so it's a Miho counter. And all passive skills of the enemies are not activated. Oh, I like that. It's actually not OP. It's not exactly a Rocky skill 3 Maxis, but it's super balanced. So here's the difference. Like when you say Isis, it's not Oblivion, it's not it's not Oblivion. It only ignores passives for the one attack. So if your light art master doesn't kill them, it's a Miho counter, except what if he doesn't kill Miho? Like, you have to build him strong enough, which means that you have to time it out right. You either have to build a comp that's going to strip and defense break, or you have to put him in the right runes. Like, it's a very... it's in the theme of the rest of these. Like, it's going to force us into more strategy. Yeah, it says passive skills do not activate, so he's going to be a Halphus counter. Definitely. He's a Miho counter. But notice, I mean, there's no built-in defense break. We need to see the multipliers, guys. I mean, it's strong, but I don't know if it's OP. Something that counters Miho doesn't automatically make it OP. Now, Garo is wrecked, though. Yeah, Garo is in trouble. He won't kill a Triana or a Vanessa. There's no way. If Daphnis can't one-shot a Triana, this Art Master is not going to be able to, because there's no defense break built in. But Garo's in trouble. Miho's in trouble. Yeah, I mean, we need to... If it's like 800% multiplier, obviously it's GG. But... Also, remember, the passive's not going to activate, so that means, like, let's say you kill something through Triana. The Triana passive is still there to protect you on the next turn. And I wonder, like, let's say you have Vanessa and Garo together. So, neither passive... The Vanessa passive won't activate when Vanessa is attacked, and the Garo will die when the Garo is attacked, but the Vanessa passive might activate to resurrect the Garo because the Garo died on the attack that killed him. So we don't know quite yet how strong it'll be. It's a really good skill, but it's also an LD5. I don't really have any problems with it yet. I mean, maybe it'll come out and we're like, it's crazy or something, but if you compare this to like Rahul or Nephthys, I mean, think about it. It's not as strong as Nephthys to me. It sounds like it's more fun too. They might have leader skills, but there's none shown on the screen here. Yeah, I'm thinking right now, like my take on these monsters right now is that they're on the strong side of balanced, but they're all very strategic, situational monsters. I don't think, like, if you pull one, you instantly go to G3. Like, if you pull a Nephthys and you've got the runes, or you pull, like, an you know, these aren't quite to that level. They're just on the strong side of... Like, I would put these slightly under Barbara, but closer to Barbara than Masha, if we compare them to the newest monsters. They're, like... a tiny bit under Barbara and Savannah, but definitely ahead of Masha. I don't think that these are going to be fast monsters, Maxis. I really don't. I don't think they'll be slow, but I don't think they'll be fast. We'll see, though. I don't know for sure. Okay, so the dark one attacks the enemy to decrease the attack bar. So it's the same first skill for all of them. Second skill is, once again, the strip and glancing. And the third is removes the harmful effects granted on all allies. Whoa! Wow! Removes the harmful effects granted on all allies, and the selected target will go under threat state while the enemies attack 2 times, and you gain a turn afterwards. That's so cool! Hawk, Cosby, see you later, man. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by the stream. Sim, yeah, no, they're definitely Mephisto. Honestly, Mephisto may be better than most of these. That's the one demon. It's not even that he's better; it's that he's so strong in what he does. His skill is situational, but he's a really strong unit. None of the other demons. Lucifer is good. Lucifer is kind of in these class, but DL, if you don't think he's better, well, for RTA he's better. For RTA, he's probably better than these. So the thing is, the threat state is only 2 turns, and we don't know. Remember, also, we don't know the cooldowns on any of these skills yet. Okay, well, I don't have Mephisto, so maybe I mean, I could be wrong, but I know when I face him, situationally, I found him to be really difficult to counter. I could be wrong though. I don't have him, so I'm not gonna like toe in the line. Maybe not. And I was also comparing him to the elementals, not the light dark. I'm kind of excited for Mask of the Devil. Yeah, Howl, the light artist would stop the Beast Rider dismount, so it is definitely a counter. 6 countdown skill, 4 when deviled. Dude, yeah. Threat state on triple revenge vert. I was actually thinking of the gargoyles, or no, Christina. Christina buffs now whenever they hit any allies. It doesn't have to hit them anymore, so I guess it doesn't matter. Gotcha, DL. I still, in RTA, I still find him, because he's also got attack bar boost. I mean, he's a good monster, so I'm not going to say he's better than these or not. We haven't used these, and I don't have any of them. So I'm not gonna like hold to that he's better, but I still think he's a really good monster. He's the only demon that I really want. Like Lucifer, I mean, obviously I want Lucifer. Lucifer would be cool, but Mephisto is like the one where it's like, I really want him. And the others are kind of like, eh. Threat state Beelzebub might be interesting, Austin. Yeah, but of course, then you're playing with 2 Dark 5s. I'd rather just have Vivishell at that point. Sim, I'd probably trade you my Beelzebub for your Mephisto, honestly. Alright, so the threat state, the Art Masters look pretty good. Let's look at the String Masters. These are the ones we can actually get. So, the String Master Fire, skill 1, attacks the enemy to increase the chance of landing a glancing hit for 2 turns, so that's kind of nice. Yeah, see, DL, I only really use revives in anti-cleave, so maybe it's playstyle also. Like, maybe just I wouldn't miss the revives as much. I think I'm... Let me do this. It could just be playstyle or the monsters that you have. I don't know. I mean... Yeah, see, and I don't use Perna. And I barely use Perna, but definitely not in RTA. But, like I said, I don't have Perna. I don't have Mephisto, so, you know, it's hard for me to... I know he's tough for me to deal with against the enemy team, but that's it. I don't... I've been wrecked by him a few times, so that's why I respect him. I guess I could say it that way. Definitely been wrecked by him a few times. Alright, so we have got... String Master Fire. So the first skill is 50% 2-turn glancing, which is okay. Kind of like Chess Soon. Skill 2, plays a song that decreases the HP of the enemy that gets a turn by 5% each, and decreases the attack power for 1 turn with a 50% chance until the next turn starts. You cannot attack together or counterattack while playing the song. I'm very confused on this one. So basically, enemies lose 5% HP every time they get a turn, and they have decreased attack power. Okay, I got it. So it's 1 turn each. That's what it means when it says until the next turn starts. Yeah, it's like damage over time, except it's a turn. I guess the enemy gets a turn. I guess it's just basically damage over time. It's continuous damage. So it's like continuous damage and an attack power debuff, basically. And it doesn't necessarily even do damage because it doesn't say attacks the enemy. It just says decreases the enemies. If I'm understanding it right, I'm not excited for it. But I don't know if I'm understanding it right. Yeah, mini violent, but I mean at 5%, no attack. Yeah, you can't team up, so there's no Rauk. Yeah, I mean Diana loses 5% per proc, but that's not like that much. You know, let's say even if she does a full 2-turn cycle, it's only 20% health. Like if you're not actually attacking the monster, you know, if I just attack Diana with a fire monster, I'd do more than 20% health. So, plus it's not clear. Like it says 1 turn, but then it says until the next turn starts. I think I need to see that one in action. I'm not grasping it. So skill 3, plays a song that increases the attack bar of all allies, excluding yourself, by 15% each. Recovers the HP of the ally that gets a turn by 15% each. Okay, so it's a heal buff. And increases the attack power for 1 turn until the next turn starts. This whole thing about until the next turn starts is what's throwing me off. You cannot attack together or counterattack while playing the song. So once again, no team up, but that doesn't really... I don't understand why they made a point of no team up. Like, on a skill 3 and a skill 2 also, why does that matter? Unless it's saying... See, I'm reading this as you cannot attack together or counterattack, but what if it's saying the enemy cannot team up? Okay, so Purity, I'm reading that as how you're saying it. See, I was reading it as like she could not attack together or counterattack, but if it prevents the enemy from counterattacking, okay, then see, to me that's not bad. I was reading it as like her, because it says you cannot attack. So if it prevents the enemy from teaming up, then that's not bad. Yeah, so if it's the String Master, then that's not bad. But the only thing about that is like, okay, so which monsters do we really care about? Like Rauk is going to be in a speed team. You're not going to get ahead of them unless they're just like crazy high base speed. You know, if they're like 120, but even then she has no strip. It's good. Well, okay, so I mean, yeah, I guess like for maybe lower Guardian Siege, then we don't see. I haven't seen twins in a siege defense in quite a while. But even then, if the twins are in Will, you have no strip. Yeah, see, I think this is another one. I just need to like actually see it in the game to kind of gauge. I'm not blown away by her, to be honest. I don't feel like, because there's no strip here. The skill 2 seems really weak. I'm just not like super excited about her. And I mean, it'd be nice that she counters team up, but if she counters team up, but we'll see. Okay, so let's take a look at the water. Or that was water, right? No, that was fire. Okay. So water is skill 2, same skill 1. Skill 2 is attacks all enemies 3 times to stun them for 1 turn with a 15% chance each. Decreases the attack bar by 10% each if the target is under inability effect. So unless that skills up a lot... Well, that's the thing, Ace, is if it's a debuff, then she's not bad. She's still not even great. If it's a debuff, she's like, okay. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't, yeah, the fire one, I just don't really see her. It's like like you guys are saying, it's like a gargoyle. She's just not, I mean, you can make her work. You can make any monster work. And there's no monster that you can't win with, but she's not going to win you the fight. You're going to win despite her, not because of her. That's kind of how I feel. Maybe like once in a blue moon. Situational thing. I'll understand when I read the dark one. Okay, so we'll get there. Hey, Geldner is not bad on defense. He's really obnoxious on defense, on arena defense anyway. Okay, so water 1 attacks all enemies 3 times. The skill 2 is trash unless these activation rates skill way up. To me it's trash. But we don't know what's going to be in the skill 2 cooldown. So I mean, maybe if they jump up to like 50% or something, it's all right. Okay, skill 3 plays a song that grants immunity on yourself for 1 turn and blocks the enemies from getting beneficial effects until the next turn starts. Once again, this is like an underwhelming version of a lot of better stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have another monster that does an AoE beneficial effect block, but it's only a 1-turn beneficial effect block, so it's just not enough. Not for a skill 3. It's just not enough. Okay, so Wind 1. Attacks the enemy to increase the chance of landing a glancing hit. So it's the same skill 1. Plays a song that decreases of the HP of the... So it's the same confusing skill 2 as the fire one. And then skill 3. Uses the melody of resentment. So the skill 3 is a passive. Passives are good. Uses the melody of resentment when attacked by the enemies while not playing the song. The damage you receive will be decreased by 30% while playing the song. Who cares? The wind one is the worst of all of them, and she's got a passive. Normally passives are the best thing, but basically she gets a 30% damage reduction half the time. That's how I read this. She gets a 30% damage reduction half the time, so she's like a worse version of a gargoyle. Yeah. That's terrible. Okay, so the light one. Well, it says purity. It says the damage you receive will be decreased by 30% while playing the song, but uses the melody of resentment when attacked by enemies while not playing the song. So she's obviously playing it sometimes and not playing it sometimes. But even if it's all the time, a 30% damage reduction, but she doesn't seem to do anything, so it doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, like Virgio, she could be just a wind tank, but then why wouldn't you just use Skogul, who does damage? Even if it's 100% of the time, I feel like I wouldn't care if she died. So it's like, I mean, Skogul's gonna be well. We haven't seen the base stats though. We haven't seen the skill cooldowns. It's just like, this is just my initial reaction. I feel like she's not gonna be useful enough for that passive to matter. Damage reduction matters if you really need to keep the monster alive. I just don't feel like she's gonna add enough to the team that it'll matter. But I certainly could be wrong. I mean, you never know until you use the monster. Okay, so the light one attacks the enemy to increase the chance. Same skill 1. Same skill 2, where you reduce the HP of the enemy by 5%. The passive is your attack bar is decreased by 10% when an enemy gains a turn. Your attack bar is increased by 20% when an enemy gains a turn while not playing the song. So basically, if you, yeah. So she'll wind up acting slightly more often. Your attack bar is decreased by 10% when an enemy gains a turn while playing the song. Your attack bar is increased by 20% when an enemy gains a turn while not playing the song. Yeah, so you don't want her to move, but then she's gaining attack bar, so it's counterproductive. It seems like a much weaker version of Amduat, though. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna move on to the dark one because I'm gonna move on to the dark one. Attacks the enemy to increase the chance of landing a glancing hit, so it's the same skill 1. Attacks all enemies 3 times to stun and decrease the attack bar. So same skill 2, where like this skill 2 will be alright. It won't even be great. It will be alright if it skills up to like 50%, but then you guys are gonna have to summon a ton just to skill it up anyway. Wow, Ace, you were like too excited. I was 1 skill away and you just busted out with it. I didn't get there yet. All right, let's see. So dark one, that would be cool then. So plays a song that increases the attack speed of all allies, excluding yourself, which is weird, for 2 turns, and increases the damage of all allies and enemies by 25%. So she attack buffs the enemy team. And I don't see Brand. Okay, so plays a song that increases the attack speed of all allies, excluding yourself, for 2 turns, and increases the damage of all allies and enemies by 25%. It's not Brand. It's just an AoE attack buff for both teams, but a speed buff for yourself. Oh, did I? No? Brand is additional 25% damage, but this says it increases the damage of all allies and enemies. It doesn't say you increase the damage you do to enemies. No, that I don't think so. Like, here. This says specifically leaves a branding effect for 2 turns and with a 50% chance, but the Hraesvelg one is more clear, even still. So this one says attacks an enemy with a wrathful axe, leaving a branding effect for 2 turns. The target with the branding effect will receive 25% increased damage. Amarna says it the exact same way. I'm pretty sure Stella does as well. So Amarna attacks the enemy with each leaving a branding effect for 2 turns, and then I think Stella has the 25% thing. So this doesn't say brand. Similar to branding, okay? Plays a song that increases the attack speed of all allies, excluding free... Yeah, attack buff is 50%. Excluding yourself for 2 turns, and increases the damage of all allies and enemies by 25% until the next turn. So, I mean... Yeah, so attack buff is 50%, brand is 25%. So I see what you're saying, it's like brand, but it's doing that for both teams. So... I guess the thing here, I guess I see where you're coming from this, because it's a new buff. So you could probably stack this with attack buff. Yeah, I guess this is just gonna make it's just a cleave monster, which sucks. Like it's just another monster to increase cleave. So It's going to be great for some people. Yeah, I mean, all right. Like, I know people who cleave are going to like it. I don't like cleave, so this is like, of the 5 monsters, this is the only one that seems to have any use, and it won't have much use for me. So I'll say that I'm disappointed, but I'm not saying it's a bad monster. Yeah, I would, I don't really want to see, like, promoting more cleave, but we don't know, John, what their base stats are, and we don't know if they have... I mean, imagine if the String Master has, like, a speed lead, because we don't know if they have leader skills yet. So if it's, like, 115 base speed with a speed lead, it'll be crazy OP. No, DL, in a perfect world, I want to see more longer fights of strategy. I want to see less Hathor and less cleave. And, I like checks and balances. I like counters. And so, you know, anything that makes things harder or more obscure to counter, I'm not a fan of. Hey, Rana, I'm glad you made it back. All right, Kelly, have a good night. Thanks for staying by the stream. Like I said, though, it's not a bad monster. There are some people who are going to love it, I think. I see why Ace wants it, because he plays a much faster game. So I guess as the general overall... my general overall take on these monsters, I think all of the Art Masters are on the strong side of balanced. I think they're going to be really good, fun monsters to use. I think they fit that exact meta that I was just talking about. They're going to be slightly situational. They're not going to work universally, and that's what I love. So I'm really excited for the Art Masters. I think all of the String Masters except for Dark are going to be total garbage. I could be wrong on this, but that's my take. I just don't see them as usable or good. I mean, usable, yes, you can use any monster. I don't see them as monsters that we're going to be excited to build. I don't see that they're going to change the meta or anything. The Dark one definitely could have an impact on cleaves, though. The Dark one might become a slightly meta monster. That's the only one I see being meta. It's not one I'm personally excited to get, but I know there are people who are going to really enjoy it. So that would be my take on the new monsters. And with that, I think, I don't know, was there anybody else that I told them I would RTA? Because otherwise, it's been a long stream. I didn't make G2 hell because I actually won the only, no, I won one and I lost one. So I gained 2 points. And I'm a long way from G2. I had forgotten that they changed the ranking system, so I'm a very long way from G2. Sim, that's my take. Oh, Sim, that's my take on it, is that the Dark one will stack with attack buff, and that's why I think people are going to like it. But some of this, you know, we won't see exactly until they implement it. And we'll have a better idea once we've actually used the monsters. Hey, Timotheus, thank you for stopping by. Ace, are you prepping to stream, Ace? Sim, I generally agree with you. I think the Dark one is going to get used. I do think the Dark one will get used. I'm not excited for it, but I think it'll get used. But I agree with DL. I'm very happy with the 5 stars. They look like a lot of fun. You'll be streaming with the update. Okay. I didn't know, because if you were starting to stream, I wanted to wrap up. Okay, so I'm going to, if there's anybody else who wanted to do some RTA in the Goodwill battle, I'll do a couple more Goodwill battles. Otherwise, I'm just going to do one more RTA and wrap up the stream. You'll be getting a String Master? Okay, nice. I'm not sure about the light one yet. John, the light one could wind up being usable. Hey, Howell, thank you for staying with the stream. I appreciate it. So we'll pop in to the Goodwill contest. We'll do one more DL. Hey Virgio, thanks for stopping by. John, it looks like they're probably coming in tonight. Guys, a couple of things I didn't mention. Well, obviously I've mentioned the Discord server a few times through the stream, but just in case, if you're not in the Discord server yet, I'm going to throw a link up one more time. So please feel free to join the Discord server. I did mention that I got approved for channel membership, so if you're interested, I know a few people have asked. There is a button down at the bottom, and I believe there was one more thing. Oh yes, I do remember the other thing. So I've had a lot of people ask in comments lately if I'd be willing to do summon sessions. In the past, I said that I would not, but it seems like there are some people who think that who would enjoy seeing me do some summon sessions. So if you guys think it'd make for good content, I'm definitely happy to do it. And so along those lines, if you're interested in having me summon for you, just message me on Discord and we can set something up. We'll probably do it on a stream. So only if you'd like me to summon for you, just message me on Discord. Do they work like the gargoyles when they're playing the song? So Jose, we're not entirely sure. Hey Curtis, have a good night. We are not entirely sure how they work yet. Discord takes a little bit of getting used to, Curtis. I'll admit that. Like when I first started with it, it was really intimidating. But once you get used to it, I do like it a little bit more than line chat. All right, what can we use here for you against you? Let's do a little bit of deafness. And let's do a little bit of Mina. So, you're going that way, huh? You got double immunity, so we're not using Rika. We're not using Masha. I think I like a little bit of Lauren right here. Lauren would be some kind of fun. And I'm going to need some immunity as well because of that Ethna. Even though you're going to ban that Wusa anyway. Hey, Sim, have a great night. I really appreciate it. Nice, Curtis. That's a good. The 3 legendary especially. That's really nice. All right, we need like a. Why am I looking? I'm looking to pick more. I guess I don't like my team. I thought I should pick some more. Hey, John, Final Fantasy. I heard they did the remake. I haven't gotten it yet. What do I ban here? I guess I ban the Ethna. That feels like the biggest threat. I knew you were going to ban the Wusa. That's why I banned the Ethna. Ooh, we got the outspeed. That's big. Which way do I go here? I guess I need to... oh, yeah. This is what I do. This is what I do. We do this. And now you're screwed either way you go. I thought you might go in that direction. And I thought I might get resisted. Hey, Purity. I really appreciate that. Thank you. And I'm glad you were able to make the stream also, of course. Hey champ, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm glad you, and also I'm glad you were able to make the stream. Yeah, John, one of these days I really want to play it. I gotta find the time, because once I start playing it, I get really immersed in a game like that. Like, if you don't see any videos come up for me for 2 weeks, I'm probably playing Final Fantasy VII. That's why I'm staying away from it right now. Actually, that's true. I might be playing Epic RPG in the... Oh, bro, you got no idea. No, I've never finished a Final Fantasy game that fast. Like, I sit there and level all my characters to 99 before I get out of the first area. Not really, but I hardcore, like, I beat every inch of those games. Those are, you know, those are the games I grew up on. I love those games. We're going to take that. We're going to take that. I'd have to figure out how to set up my... Well, that was kind of stupid. I was going to say I'd have to figure out how to stream my PS4. I guess, obviously, I could just get the computer version of the game. I've never played a Final Fantasy on the computer. Hey, Calvin, from Malaysia. That is awesome. Oh, you found an immunity monster after all. I thought I had them all. I knew the Amelia was out there anyway, but I thought I had put you. I had shorted you on immunity monsters. All right, so what do we do here? Hey Rex, have a great night. I think I'll make this my last fight, so we're gonna bust out. We're gonna do a little bit of Dark Demon action, even though he makes absolutely no sense here whatsoever. We're gonna use him anyway. It's like the worst possible pick I could make right there. Barbara would have been the correct pick, honestly. I could pick Barbara and ban Ethna, but we're gonna have some fun. Let's see if we can make the Dark Demon OP. Gotcha, John. You know, I heard actually a buddy of mine told me that too. Buddy of mine told me that it was more like a movie than a game, but that's okay. It'll still be kind of nostalgic, and I like seeing the new graphics and stuff. No, don't silence me! Okay, you didn't. Thank you. Where's your Daphnis gonna go? Oh, your Daphnis is going to Triana, isn't it? The only Beelzebub crown is Ace. I don't know if he's still here. Crap, what do I do? What do I do? I attack, break, her, and then I attack, break, her. And then I just hope Triana can live. Triana cannot live. Oh well. Alright, so let's do this. Oh, that's a stun. That's nice. We stun the correct units. Oh, we've got to deal with this Ethna. So let's do this. Okay, perfect. That was kind of surprising. Didn't expect that to happen. Did not expect that to happen, honestly. Hey, time for another crusade. Nice that you made it. All right, guys. Can you show how to rune and use Barbara? Okay, I will show my Barbaras, and then we're gonna wrap the stream up on Barbara, because I was just about to wrap. Good game, DL. Yeah, I have some kind of advantages though. You weren't using your LDs. If you had been using your LDs, it might have been a different story. Okay, so here's my Barbara. Do Barbara have usage in PvE? I actually use Barbara in Nani? You lost me on the Nani. I said oh, you lost me on a Nani. Curtis, no, but I actually picked the... Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. It's a long stream. Never mind. Forget I said anything about the LDs. I mixed up your monster box. I thought you had some LDs. That's my bad. Okay, so Curtis, if you have the bell notifications turned on for the posts, what I do is I put a post in community, and then at the start of the stream, I let everybody know who got the account reviews. So just pop in at the start of the stream, and I would let you know if you got it. Basically, we pick 2 to 3 people for each stream, and then I just ask you guys to take only the monsters that you want reviewed and put the rest in storage. Millennial slang, got you. There you go. So the Zennial here missed the Nani thing. Okay, Barbara. Somebody asked if Barbara is good in PvE. I actually use Barbara in my Lumal team. She would also probably be good in DB10, honestly, because she absorbs attack bar and she strips. I don't think she would be my first choice for DB10. She wouldn't be reliable. But she works great in Lumal. She shaved more than a minute off my time in Lumal. So, and I may find use for her in some of the other rifts. I haven't tested her. So she's not a PvP exclusive monster. But I will say that she works in every aspect of PvP. She works in Arena, Guild content, and RTA, obviously, so she is just a phenomenal monster. Now, this is how I have her runed for my RTA. The accuracy, if you're not using an accuracy lead, I would recommend it to be higher than this. I have her at 47 accuracy only because I normally used her with an accuracy lead. Now that I've been switching up teams, I may actually shift her runes and try and get her closer to 60 accuracy. Her accuracy is really, really important. Other than that, what you're looking at is my RTA rune set is actually slightly lower efficiency than my in-game rune set, so I'll show you the in-game one. Slightly different stats. She's got more efficiency but less accuracy, which is why the sets are different. For guild content, I think 40 accuracy is fine for her. I'm actually slightly below 40, if I can find her. She should be lower in the monster box. I always miss, yeah, we're on highest grade. She should be down there. There she is. I don't know why she's at the top. Okay. So, Violent Will, she's basically the same speed, a little bit more crit rate, a little bit less HP. This set that you're looking at now is, I believe, 102% efficiency, so she's a very stat-hungry monster, but you do want to make sure you get enough accuracy on her. For speed tuning, you want to make her slower than your strippers and faster than your nukers so that you have ultimate flexibility with making your decisions with her. On that note, we're going to wrap up today's stream, so thank you guys very much for those of you who have been through the whole stream. That's amazing. That's awesome. For those of you who came in later, I really appreciate anybody who stopped in for any point of the stream. So thank you very much. Have a good night, and we'll see you next time.